Alrighty guys, welcome to the stream. I apologize starting later than expected. I just woke up a little bit ago. I planned on starting this way earlier. But we'll still go through. I'll probably stream for maybe 2, pushing 3 hours, depending on how many people we have come in and questions and stuff like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through how to play in this stream here. Basically how to play uh, how do you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Basically start to finish. So we're going to be going through and doing that, guys. Thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate that. Uh, so that's what we're going to be doing, guys. So if you have any questions as we go along or anything like specifically you would like to talk about regarding to Yu-Gi-Oh, let me know down in the chat. What we're going to do, let me go ahead and swap it over to live view. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through and use Yu-Gi-Oh Omega to do this. What I would recommend doing, especially for you guys, because my YouTube channel is mostly focused on helping new and returning players get back into the game. What I would recommend you guys doing, if you don't already have Omega downloaded, I would recommend downloading it or a simulator like it. It doesn't specifically have to use Omega, but that's the one that I use and my community uses too. So this is another way I can play with you guys when I do live streams like this. I won't be playing any of you guys today. If I do it maybe towards the end of the stream, since I want to mostly focus on going over the game and answering your guys' questions. Because I see a lot of people when I'm playing, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, same as everyone else. Uh, People making misplays and not playing the most optimal play, making plays that doesn't make sense. I had my playing my Gladiator Beast deck. I had the my Infinite Negate out, uh, and the dude had a Kaiju in his hand the whole time, so he could have easily stopped my Infinite Negate by Kaiju me first. But he went through and played all of his spell cards first, and then Kaiju me later, which made no sense. So that's another reason I wanted to redo these videos. I already have like all of these videos already on my channel, so if you're looking for something specifically, I'll cover that of course today too. But I have individual videos that you can go back and watch how to play the game start to finish, and I have a long video kind of like this as well, but this one hopefully will be a little better. Uh, because it's live and you guys can ask and we'll kind of go from there kind of thing. But yeah, I would recommend you guys down some sort of simulator so you can kind of practice. Uh, and I did a whole series this week here on the channel, how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Start to Finish Master Duel series that I would recommend checking out too. If you're new or getting back to the game, I would appreciate if you guys would share the stream, like the stream, definitely follow. If you know anyone that's getting back into the game or they're struggling playing, or maybe you're trying to get a friend back in and they just feel like it's not for them, whether it be the actual trading card game or Master Duel itself, consider sharing the stream with them. I would greatly appreciate it. They probably, they will too, because they're going to be able to, they're probably not playing the game because they or quit playing the game because they feel like they really don't know what they're doing, and that's not necessarily the case, right? It's not that they're doing as bad as they think. They're just not making correct plays, and that's what a lot of what I've noticed when playing Master Duel is people just aren't making good plays. Um, they're just, they're building their deck wrong, and that stuff like that we'll get into in a moment. But to do this, guys, I'm going to go through and always use the same deck uh, when I break this stuff down. So let's go. I always use my Six Samurai deck because the Six Samurai has everything that you can do in the game except for we don't have any pendulums that we can do. So other than pendulums and like tribute summons and like rituals, this can do basically everything in the game. So it makes it very easy for me to explain how to play the game with this deck, and it's one of my favorite decks. So we'll go ahead and get the party started, but I'm going to use the Six Sans. Plus, it's an old school deck, so a lot of people that are returning players, they know the Six Samurai deck. So it's a lot easier with them knowing something they're comfortable with, and maybe they want to build this on, Master Duel, for example. If that's something you guys would like to see me do, build this on Master Duel. Let me know down in the chat whether it's, live now or down in the comment section if you're watching this back recorded. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get started, guys. But this will be the deck that uh, we'll be using for me to kind of showcase how to play how to kind of basically play the game itself. All right, let me change this from the video that I did the other day. I think I'll just do the standard 5 and just because I don't want anyone to get confused. So I'll change it back to 5 from when I did the video the other day. And the good thing about it too on here, guys, because you can fix like the time you have. You have more than enough time, right? I have over an hour. You can see to play for my uh, turn, and it gave me the wrong deck. So we will surrender. let me make sure the size is still correct. Okay, yeah. All right, let's try that again. All right, good deal. Okay, perfect. We're going first too. Okay. So I'm just gonna start from start to finish, guys. If you guys have any questions as I go, please let me know down below in the chat. Uh, and I'll, make sure I stop and kind of pause, and we'll address that, address your question then, and then we'll kind of go through, whatever I'm doing, unless I'm like mid sentence or something, of course. All right, so to break down basically how the game is played, right? Both players start, as you guys, hopefully know, with 8,000 life points. Uh, hey, how's it going, Pat? Hope you're doing well, good sir. Uh, right, both players start with 8,000 life points, guys. So, uh, depending on how you play the game, whether it's in person or on the game, it's going to make you usually do rock paper scissors, or if it's Master Duel, right, it does the coin flip, and then if you win the coin flip, you can pick to go first or second. Or if you're playing like Omega, for example, with the paper rock scissors, if you win the paper rock scissors, you can choose to go first or second. So remember one thing that I want you guys to know, and I covered this in the videos that I posted this week. Uh, if you choose to go first, right, it's not like the old school days where you could draw 6 cards. So if you go first, you only draw 5 cards. The player that goes second draws 5 cards as well, but for their turn, they'll draw a card for their turn. So they'll have 6 cards to the 5 cards that you start going first. So that comes very important when you're deck building, and then also strategizing if you want to go first or second. Especially, let's say, like here, like for example, Master Duel, right, is a best of one, but in the just regular Yu-Gi-Oh in the TCG, and like here on Omega, right, it's the best of 3. So you may want to strategize your deck or your side deck and things like that. That we'll get more into later on. Building, if you go, if maybe you're like me, you play a lot of hardcore going second decks, so maybe you want to swap it up where you can afford to go a little bit more first, or maybe you can go even deeper going second, right? As far as your strategy, so you can side those cards in, uh, to better make sure you're able to come back and hopefully overall win the match, right? Because Yu-Gi-Oh is naturally a best of 3, so you want to win 2 of the 3 duels. The exception being Master Duel, right? Obviously, Master Duel is a best of 1. All right, so we went over the life points, the hands. Obviously, right, there's multiple ways to win the game, right? We can make sure we get rid of our opponent's 8,000 life points by either attacking them, by attacking their monsters, them losing life points. We can win by having all 5 pieces of Exodia in our hand, Final Countdown, Destiny Board, cards like that that instantly win you the game. Just the standard way most people are going to be doing it is either going to stall you out or try and deck you out these days, especially on Master Duel. They're going to try and deck you out, and with some decks, or stall you out, even here on Omega as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. That's why you guys always see me play a lot of heavy like back row removal, because I don't like stuff like that, especially with me playing I usually tend to play mostly hardcore going second decks. So that's why you guys see me play like triple Lightning Storm, Harpy's Feather Duster. A lot of people tend to side those cards. That's why I main deck them, because I don't want stuff like that. Or if they do get stuff like that, it forces, and you guys hear me say this a lot in the live, if you've watched any of my previous live streams, it forces your opponent to interact. You want to make sure you're building your deck and you're putting cards in here that force your opponent to play. Whether it's us forcing them to ash us forcing them to use one of their negates that's on their board. If you don't have cards like that that's forcing your opponent to play, you're not going to be able to play through the board they have. They're just going to negate every play you have, more than likely, and then, that's going to be all, uh, that's going to be all she wrote. So just kind of keep that in mind. Let's see. All right, there we go. Let me change that setting so I quit popping up as much. All right, but that'll be that, guys. So we'll go ahead and get the party started. So basically, right, we draw the 5 cards per turn. So for us, right, we can't attack, so we can't go battle phase, which means we also can't go main phase 2. So all we can do is play the cards in our hand and go combo. All right, so we'll go ahead and activate our continuous spell card. The way I know it's a continuous, because you can see the infinity symbol. I'm gonna try and break everything down, guys. I'll try and, if I go too basic, let me know. If I go not detailed enough, let me know down in the chat. All right, so we have 3 cards in hand, and then we have our dojo that lets us add one of our 3 or lower 6 Sams. We'll go ahead and go dojo. let's go ahead and do. How do we want to do this? Go. I guess it really doesn't matter here. I guess we can go ahead and do that to thin that out. So with the hand that we have, we don't have the best of hand really going first these days, but we'll go through since it's the AI. Hopefully they don't have anything to negate us. So we'll summon Kaigeki, and another reason I think you guys should download Omega is now they've got it fixed where it shows what cards are triggering. I've seen a lot of people very click happy, uh, very click happy on Master Duel. So that's another reason I'd recommend you guys download this because it'll go through and it'll break down, what you're doing and stuff like that. Because I see a lot of people in Master, they just click yes on their card effects, and then what it does is they're just playing to play, right? So then you're negating stuff that you shouldn't be negating, right? You're ashing cards you shouldn't be ashing, you're effect veiling, you're using your omni negates for cards that we really didn't need to get negate. They were just baiting you out. Like I mentioned, that's why you want to have as a whether it be going first or second, but definitely mostly going second, you want to have cards that forces your opponent to interact, especially if you're a hardcore going second player. So that way we can get rid of their negates, their back row, their hand traps, and then we can go through and combo and hopefully get our deck going. Oh, nice man. That's good to hear. Yeah, 6Ms are still one of my favorites. The only downside is they take so long to do the combos. That's why I don't use them as much on stream, but I still love this deck. It's a very fun deck. All right, guys. So what we're going to do next? Let me go ahead and explain the field zones, and then we'll actually do our first link summon. So if you guys have been confused on link summons or have questions about link summons, we'll do one here in just a moment. We'll do a lot of link summons here in this video, going through with this deck. That's one of the reasons I love using this deck too, because that's most of the questions I get. Yeah, right, man. Yeah, definitely. They have so many lines of play. That's another reason I love using them too, to explain how to play the game. Right. So you have your 5 monster card zones, main monster zones here, guys. And then you have your 5 spell and trap cards. For the one where you can see the blue over here, and I wish they would distinguish this more on Master Duel, and kind of take the approach that Omega has done. So definitely shout out to Omega. Because it's more obvious on here, but if you look on Master Duel, they're very tiny where they do the little pendulum symbols on Master Duel. So to me, I think that really hurts, and new and returning players that may not know about pendulum summons. And I can go over that with another deck if you guys want me to go over pendulum summons, but we don't have anything like that in this deck, of course. Um, but I love to have that. Remember, make sure if you're playing a pendulum deck, you don't put anything in your in these zones because you won't be able to pendulum summon. So, and we'll go over that a little bit later if you guys want me to cover pendulums. Uh, so yeah, so we want to do that. So basically, right? So a few things that's changed over the years. So right, you guys can see. We'll just kind of start with the extra monster zone. So you can see there's these 2 extra zones for some of you guys, especially if you're new or just returning to the game, right? You're probably wondering what these zones are for. So these are the extra monster zones. These are where like your link monsters have to go. Uh, so you have to have at least one link monster here. Like for example, I'll go ahead and show because we'll play the. I don't want to play him. I want to. Let's see. I did this the other day when I did the video. Usually you can hold. All right, let me I guess just play him and then I'll do it. Usually you could hold and click and it'll go big screen. But it's being a pain for once. All right, so basically, I'll just wait and go over that here in a second. So we've got that, we've covered that. So right, so here's where our spell and trap cards would go, guys. Here's where your field spell would go. You can see it has the field spell icon. Here's the graveyard, so any card that we activate, whether it be like a hand trap or a normal spell, quick play spell, or anything that's just sent to the graveyard or whether it's destroyed by battle, right? It's going to go to your graveyard. Basically, long story short, all your cards are going to go to the graveyard at some point unless the card says it's removed from play instead, which is the part right above the graveyard you can see here. And our opponent's removed from play is here, their graveyard is here, their field zone is here. Uh, so keep in mind if it's removed from play, it's out of the game. Uh, Now, one thing that's changed over the years that used to not be a thing is being completely removed from play. So what I mean by that, like evenly matched was the example that I used in the video that I did this week. Evenly matched or pot of desires would be a good one, right? They banish face down. So if any of the cards that you guys read and it says banish face down, uh, those cards are completely out of not like the match, but they're out of the duel. So like if you're playing Master Duel, right, since it's best of one, those cards are completely gone, like pretty much forever for the rest of that duel. For here, right on, since we're playing just regular Yu-Gi-Oh here on Omega, they're just out of this duel. So we go to game two, I'll be able to put them back in the deck, uh, or my extra deck if it was cards from the extra deck that were removed, face down. Things like that, we'll be able to reuse them in the next game. But for the rest of this game, if they're banished face down, you're not able to use them for the rest of the versus if they're banished face up, you can still use monster effects or spell or trap cards to bring them back in the game and special summon to your field or add them back in the deck or send them to the graveyard. There's numerous things that you can do throughout the game, but essentially we can get them back or we can use them again. Um, what do you mean as far as like my outlook, man? Like as far as I think like if the game's in a positive state kind of thing, uh, kind of at the moment, or do you mean like something else as far as outlook on the game? Because I know that's usually what most people mean. But I just wanted to clarify to make sure I'm answering your question. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and do. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Uh, try and do the best I can to help everyone. That's why. Yeah, that's really the whole reason. One of the main reasons I started this channel. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and do our first link summon. I'm going to go ahead and do the link summon, then I'm going to explain it. Uh, so this part here, right? So we can link summon. We need. When you link summon, guys, they go to the graveyard. His effect's going to trigger, and then I'll. Uh, Let's. We already have him. Let's go and get rid of him. All right. So let me go through and explain what I just did. That's why I wanted to. Well, let me click on it. So how link monsters work, guys? So I'm just going to explain links itself and then how I was able to do this summon. If, like I said, if I give too much info, let me know and I'll hold back a little bit, or just I won't go as deep. But I'm taking this. We could have people that's new to the game, so I'm trying to make sure I go over pretty much everything. Uh, and answer any questions you guys have. So the link monsters, guys, right? You can see it's linked because it says link down at the bottom, and also the blue border on the card is always a dead giveaway. These cards that have the blue border are always linked, so you don't even have to look down at the link just because it's got the blue border. You can instantly know it's a link monster. The most important thing with links, guys, are these arrows. So you're always looking with your link monsters is the link number down here at the bottom, which is called its link rating. So this has a excuse me, a link rating of 2, which means this is made with 2 monsters, which is what you saw, right? I sent 2 monsters to the graveyard, and like usual, right? You just have to read your cards like normal, and it'll tell you how to play the cards. So like for example, our Battle Shogun here that we just played of the 6M, which he looks so cool. I love his armor too. Uh, it's made with 2 warrior monsters, including a 6 samurai monster. Meaning, right, we need at least 2 warrior monsters, and at least one of those 2 have to be a 6 samurai. In our case, both of our monsters were 6 samurai, right? So both of them can still be 6 samurai, since right we only needed one of them to be a 6 sam to play it. And then when he's special summoned, right, I can discard a card and add one. I can add one card that basically has the effect of the Bushido counters, which add gateway, which is always what you're going to add with this particular deck, even though this is not a combo video. But you're always going to add gateway if you don't already have gateway, just so you can continue to play your cards. Uh, and so for one of the arrows are important, we'll kind of go out. So you guys can see the arrows point here and here, and now you can see another thing that I love about Omega does too. And I don't think I've seen Master Duel do this. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall. I don't recall Master Duel doing this like Omega does, so shout out to Omega again. I love how you guys can see, right, they've got these little, like, uh, arrows or little triangles, right, that are, like, in this particular fashion. This lets me know what zones are open for my Link monster. So what that means and what's changed over the years with these new Link summons, you can only summon Link monsters and stuff that has arrows pointing to it. So meaning, right, if I want to Link summon again, it has to be where my mouse cursor is, where you see these triangles, or over here where you see my mouse cursor now, where these other triangles, because these are where the arrows point, or it has to be with my Battle Shoguns at. So I have 3 spots I can Link summon. I can't Link summon anywhere else on the board. I can still put any other monster, right? If I had another special summon, like if I had a Kaizen or a Grandmaster of the 6 Sam, which we'll get to them in a moment, I would be able to, you know, bring them out to the field and put them in any of the zones. It wouldn't matter. But with Master Rule 5, how it works is specifically any monster can go in the main monster zone, right? So I could put in my fusions, my synchro, my exceeds. All these we'll get to later on if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, so don't worry about that. If you don't know the different type of ones, we'll get to all of them here in a second. Um, but they would go here. I mean, they can also go up here as well, but remember anything that you put up here, guys, and if you go to link summon or try and link summon, you have to use that as material. So if I had, like, for example, what do I have in here? Let's just say if I had a Zold, if I had my Zold, I would up here instead of my Battle Shogun, and let's say, I won't Battle Shogun up here because I want to be able to use his other effect, because when he in the arrows, he gets an extra counter to you. I would have to use a Zold to link away to play him. So I'd have to use a Zold that's up here, and then another monster that's in our zones down here, send it both to the graveyard, then we would be to play Battle Shogun for that example. Alright, so that's all I'm going to be to explain for now. Since we didn't get any other uh, card to special summon, we can't go full combo this turn. That's why I want to start to draw more than 5 cards. So we're going to go ahead and just end our turn, let our opponent go. This is why I played the AI too with these AIs. Some of them will go hardcore and play really good decks, but this is a beginner one, so they won't really do anything, and they'll just basically pass it back to me. Alright, so now what we can do for our turn, right, we can, pretty much get the party started. So, right, you can see I drew 1 card for turn. So every turn you'll draw 1 card for turn unless you activate a card effect that keeps you from drawing, or maybe your opponent did something to keep you from drawing. So every time I summon a 6 Samurai, guys, all of my cards will get counters. My Gateway will get 2 counters for each time a 6 Samurai monster is summoned. My Dojo over here will get 1 counter every time one's summoned. And like we were talking previously, my Battle Shogun here will get a counter every time a 6 Samurai is summoned in one of these zones where the arrow points to. So where my mouse is here or here, if that makes sense. So now we can go through and do the combo that I wanted to do last turn, but we were short a few counters. So we can go through and remove 4 counters, guys, and I can add any of my 6 Samurai monsters to my hand. And this is going to allow us to essentially go full combo from here. So now I can summon my Kaizen from hand, and we're just going to re-get our counters again. Alright, so I'm trying to think how I want to do this. I think I just go for Saryuja first. I think we go Saryuja, and then we go... Yeah, I think I'm going to go Saryuja, guys. So I'm going to do another Link play, guys. I'm going to do a Link level 4. Let me see if it'll let me. It should let me do it, because I can play him, so it may not let me. Sometimes it'll let you... Yeah, it's not letting me hold and pull it up for once. I guess since I can play him. So technically, right, so I guess I'll explain that real quick, and then we'll go through the rest of my combos. So since technically I have Battle Shogun, and Battle Shogun's right, remember the Link rating that we discussed before, that's a Link rating of 2, and we also have 2 other monsters on the field, right, so 2 plus, we have, that counts as 2 monsters, and we have 2 other monsters, right, so 2 plus 2 is 4, so that means now we can summon a Link rating monster that's a Link rating of 4, guys. So what we could do, or a Link rating of 3, right, we could do, Link rating of 3 or a Link rating of 2, because since we have, the right cards on field to do stuff like that. So we could play Saryuja, but Saryuja wouldn't get the effect the full power that I want it to get. So we're gonna go ahead and go, Gateway here again. And like I said, I'll try and not be too wordy. If I am, guys, just let me know in chat. But I'm trying to make sure I cover everything that I know people have questions on, or may confuse them. So just let me know if I need to change things up. Alright, so I'm going to add Mizuho here. We'll go and put her there for now. Alright, so we got everything that we need. Alright, so we're going to go and play Saryuja. So when you guys do the Link summon, we can do like we talked about before, just to kind of recap. I can treat Battle Shogun as two, as since it is a link rating of two, I can treat it as two or one, and that's the same for any other card, right? Let's say uh, I wanted to link with my Saryuja, which I probably will do later on, and we'll play like Appaloosa or something in a little, in a while. So what we'll do is, right, I can make this a two or one, so I can make it a one. So meaning since we're playing a four, I need to use three other monsters. So to do that, we're going to go through and use these guys. And then I'm going to play Saryuja. Saryuja's effect's going to activate. Since I played four, I'm going to get to draw, uh, four cards from hand. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that. Uh, that would kind of help. We can kind of get rid of that. Then we'll get rid of the living fossil. Those two are good for me. So we'll return those three back, which is part of Saryuja's effect. Since we drew four cards, we have to return three back to the deck, guys. That's part of his effect. But I want to let you look at Saryuja so you can kind of see it, right? So he's a link rating of 4, and you guys can see where his arrows point. And another reason why I like using him, not just in this deck because he's good for this deck, but also good too in explaining how to play, because, right, you can see this arrow points to our opponent's side of the field, right? This arrow here points to this zone here, so you can see, like before, right, we have the triangles open, so it has all three of these zones open for we can link summon now. And also our opponent has one. So you can open up your opponent zones, guys, too, just to make sure everyone is aware of this in case maybe you weren't. So we opened up our opponent zone, so if they can link summon with something that's already on their side of the field and put it here, like for example, they have a level 1, this key mace that they could link off and they could go on their turn, relinquished anima, and steal our Saryuja, right? Because they can put their relinquished here, since they have a level 1, they could link that away, go Relinquished Anima, steal our Saryuja, and have a 2800 attack monster on their side of the field very easily. So it's things like that that wasn't in the game before that you want to make sure you're being very careful and being very smart of, one, what you're playing against, and two, when you do things that gives your opponent, extra things they can do essentially they couldn't do before, that whether it be you're allowing them to draw extra cards, or in this case we're giving them an extra zone they can link summon to. Right. Especially maybe they've already made a play that maybe they misplayed, right? Maybe we got lucky they misplayed and they locked themselves out of the Link Monster zone. But instead, with this by opening this zone now, maybe they can go full combo and finish us now, right? So it's things like that that you want to keep in mind, and it makes sure you're observing the duel and thinking things like that through. All right, so we've got that. So let's go through and we have that. So I think I can still do it because I need four zones. So yeah. So let's do this, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and use Saryuja's effect first. So Saryuja has another effect, guys. Since I used four materials, right, I get to draw the four cards we did like before and return three of them. It also has effect if you use at least three monsters. I can special summon a monster from my hand. So I'm gonna use it to special summon the Inishi. Alright, and since it's under the arrows where Saryuja is, it gets additional 300 points. Alright, there we go. I thought I already clicked that multiple times. So what we're going to do here, guys, we're going to go into our first XYZ Summon. I'll go ahead and pull it up because I shouldn't be able to. We'll go into. Alright, so we're going to go into Prime Mathmech. This is one of my favorite cards to use in this deck, especially if I'm going like full combo like I am now, and make sure I can go rest of my combo and pretty much make sure our opponent can't play regardless. So if I've already got a really OP hand, this is going to make it even more OP, because what we're going to do is I'm going to bring out all three of the Kaizens and use our Inishi. We're going to go for 4. And when you go for 4, I can add a spell or trap card from my deck to my hand. So how the XYZ Summon works, guys, is basically all of them stack under the card, and then you send them to the graveyard to get these monstrous effects. So I'm going to go through and bring out all of the Kaizens, and then I'll show you what I mean here in a second. So give me just one moment. I'm going to kind of speed through and go through and get all of these on the board, and then I'll show you. We'll see some XYZ Summon here in just a second. The downside of him in the field, he's going to keep triggering since he's a quick effect. So I'm going to have to keep canceling that out over and over again, so that will slow us down a little bit. But yeah, just bear with me. I'm going to run through this as fast as I can, so you guys can see. us do an Exceed Summon. And just like normal, right, you just want to make sure you're reading your cards. But the main thing with Exceed Summons, you just need to know, uh, right, cancel. Where is, oh, there it is. Um, Basically, the main thing you just need to know, right, is the cards stack under and they use them for their effects and they get sent to the graveyard. All right, so you guys can see we have our 4 level 4 monsters on the field, so we can do what we were just talking about. So you can see I could play any of the others because they're just they require 2. We're gonna go ahead and do this because I want to go full combo with this deck, and it also makes sure you pretty much have nothing to worry about after this point. All right, I'll put him over here. I always like to put it in the far zone so it doesn't mess with anything because we'll probably go Battle Shogun or maybe something that again here in a little bit if needed. So I'm gonna pick the one because we want to add the spell or trap to our hand. So I'm gonna send all 4 of them, guys, so you can see I can pick the material that I detach, so it doesn't matter what order you do them in as material wise because you always get to pick which materials you're specifically going to detach to send to the graveyard to activate the effect. So I'm going to send all 4. For me, I'm going to choose the field spell because it's one of the counters if you're not familiar with the deck. It gets Bushido counters every time we summon just like the other ones do, but this one's also unlimited. So just like Gateway and Dojo, all 3 of these are unlimited counters. So this will allow us to keep summoning indefinitely because I'm going to get 2 counters from this, 1 from this, and 1 from this. So now I can infinite summon and infinite add cards back to my hand or back to the extra deck. So even if we do get Nibiru'd, at this point I can play through Nibiru. At this point they've waited too late to Nibiru us. So if they wait, now or when we do something in a moment Nibiru, it's too late. I can still just use, the dojo and rebring, and just restart our board all over again, basically. So at this point, Nibiru is too late for them to play. They should have already Nibiru'd us. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go succession here, so we can go ahead and go into something else, just to kind of speed things up a little. I'm gonna go ahead and bring back Fuma, actually. All right, so we'll bring back Fuma, guys. Then I'm gonna go ahead and go Dojo again. This time we're gonna do a Synchro summon. So I'm trying to go through and do all the different summons so you guys can see them. We'll go ahead and just remove our 4 from there. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull back one of our Kaizens from grave to our hand, and we'll just re-special summon him out. All right, so to Synchro Summon, guys, for these you have to have a tuner monster. Now for this, there could be a different thing. Some monsters, they have effect that you can treat them as a tuner, maybe like a Gemini or something like that. Or it's just its standard effect that you can treat it as a tuner, or there's spell and trap cards that you can turn any other card to a tuner, things like that as well. But for the most part of the game, right, you need a card that's the card itself just says tuner, like you see here, and that's what allows us to Synchro Summon. So when you Synchro Summon, you add up the levels of the cards you're playing, and that's the level of the monster you can Synchro Summon to play. So for example, right, we have our Kaizen that's a 4, so 4 plus 1 is 5, right? So we can go through and play our Nishi. So now we have a negate on the board, right? So we have our Nishi, right? So we have, remember, and also too, so just to go over quick effects as well, since while we're going over this, Uh, right, so quick effect, guys, you can activate this on your turn or your opponent's turn. So if they happen to have, like maybe you summon him out, they go bottomless, or they try and go, something to negate it, unless it's a counter trap. Other than counter traps, you're going to be able to negate it, right? Let's say that we go to attack and they try and evenly match us or, uh, mirror force us or something like that, because a lot of people started using mirror force and things like that. Or they try and use Eternal Tribute when you summon, or Needle Sealing, something like that that's going to wipe out your board. We can negate it, and this is a once per turn effect, so you can keep using this each turn. So let's say we negate a card on our turn, we can negate it, goes to our opponent's turn, we get another negate again. So it's a good little negate that you can use once per turn, so it's a really good card. But that's how you Synchro Summon, guys. If you have any questions about that, let me know down in the chat, but hopefully that makes sense of going through and being able to get that done. We can negate it. All right, got that pulled up. All right, so we've got that. I think we go. Yeah, let's go. I know what we'll do. Let's do this first, and then we will go for. We'll go for. I think. Yeah, we need to go for. Because I got my infinite combo out now. So here was we want to go. So depending on what you want to do, right? If you're playing opponent, what I could do is I could just change things around and then just get our battle shogun back up here. And that's usually what I would do is build this thing up. And by the time I end my turn, usually this thing has like close, at least close to 20 counters, guys. And their monsters lose 100 attack for each counter. So basically, it means you're good to go. uh, so this affects even like Dragoon too. So even cards that can't be targeted and stuff like that, this will affect. Like Dragoon would be a good example because he's still, he's still playable in the TCG. I know he's not available. You can't play. He's banned in Master Duel, but he's still, legal in the TCG. Um, so if they had a Dragoon on the field, right, he would be losing 300 attack points. So that's why I love doing stuff like this. So if they have something you can't overpower or something like that, you can, it's an easy way basically to go through and get around it. All right, we'll go ahead and special summon that out so we can kind of keep our infinite summon going too. All right, so let's go through. Let's do. Well, actually, I think we need one more. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we need actually one more. My bad, because we want always play it with 4, so we could technically do it with that. But let's go. We'll go Grandmaster. And that's the one thing good about this too, guys. You can just keep pulling the different ones from deck. That's what I do to keep thinning out the deck. Specifically with, like, if you're using the 6 Sams or wanting to play the 6 Sams, so you're thinning out the deck. So that way when you go to use, like, Sarju, for example, you get a better chance of drawing your spell cards. So that way you get more of a chance of getting more of your counters to your hand, uh, which, just increases the amount of plays you can do that you don't have to worry about. So we're going to go Appaloosa. So I'm going to treat that as a 1. I could just treat, we can't treat it as a 4 in this case because we can't just swap a 4 out for 4. Just to make sure everyone is aware of that. The only difference is that you can obviously you can swap a 1 out for a level 1. So we're gonna we'll get rid of these 4, go Appaloosa. So we've got a max Appaloosa with 4 negates, guys. So we've got our 4 negates here, we've got our 1 negate here. Alright, and then we'll just keep the party going. And you want to try and remove them from them. I try and, like I said, just let these keep stacking up. So if this was an actual duel, obviously, instead of like me doing a tutorial and we were actually playing a live opponent, like I mentioned before, so this way when by the turn it gets to their turn, they're going to have, a monster that's losing 1700 to like maybe 2 to 3k attack. So they're not attacking you unless they get rid of that. So that's what, that's what's so good about this deck. All right, so let's go for, we need to hit, I actually need to hit a Zold. I probably should have went with that first earlier. Well, actually, I could just use the dojo when I'm ready to make that. Well, if I want to do that. All right, so I showed you guys that. We've went through pretty much all of the summons at this point, except for we could do another with Mr. Borload. So, all right, we'll summon them out. But at this point, we've gone through pretty much everything, guys. So if there's anything you want to go back over, or if you're just tuning in, you have some questions or like to see me go back over something, let me know down in the chat, guys. Like I said, I don't mind redoing this again after we get, done with this duel. Uh, but essentially, I could just keep going through and doing all these summons, guys, right? Usually by the time I end my turn, right, I have Appaloosa on board, the Shin that we have, Naturia Beast on board, and our Borload Savage. That's usually what I end on with this deck, and this thing having at least like, 15 plus counters. That's usually what I end on with this deck. Once I get it go, once I get it going, either you kind of don't do much, or you go full combo, and there's very little they can do. They're gonna have to draw a pretty OP hand. All right, so what do we want to do from here? Oh, I think we'll just use her effect to destroy all their stuff. Let's do that. So here we could go just to Synchro again, guys, right? So we have another tuner. Our Squire is a tuner. We can go through and get our Naturia Beast out. So this way, right? So you have an infinite negate of spell cards. So if they don't draw like Chalice, Chalice, Effect Veiler, Dark Ruler, Droplet, something like that, more than likely you have game, especially these days, because so many people play like hardcore spells. Unless you're playing against Outledge. Outledge would be the only exception because they're hardcore traps. But other than like Outledge, basically just getting this out and everything else we have would more than likely already just be game by itself. All right, so let's do this. All right, so we'll go ahead and use her effect, and then you can just keep go through and infinitely destroying all their cards. Because at this point, I can just keep cycling my stuff back. Because his effect, when he's used by her effect, you can add one of your other ones back to your hand. And you can pretty much just keep doing this infinitely. This is kind of the infinite loop that a lot of people will use with this deck. I try and stay away from it for the most part, but um, just enough where I can get the counters right. So we can do that. Um, and what we can do is we can add the other Mizuho. And then what you do... Oops, I did that wrong. But we needed it anyway, so that's fine. Alright. Let's do... Yeah, I messed that up, so we're not going to be able to do... That's fine. We can go ahead and just attack them. Hey, Alex. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega. It's real good, man. If you're interested in playing the game, or you're trying to get back into the game, or just trying to find a good simulator to play, I would definitely recommend checking it out. I love the animations on here. As you guys can see the 3D animations of all the monster cards in my field, and the graphics are really good. You get different backgrounds and stuff like that. If you're interested in download it, let me know, and I'll post the link for you in chat. Where to download Omega at. I also did a video on the channel as well, going over how to download it. At this point, guys, we'll just go ahead and attack. Uh, like I said, I wouldn't go in really for optimal plays, right? Because I'm just doing this as a tutorial to show you guys how to play. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega. All right, man. Give me a second. I'll post the link for you. All right, and that's basically it, guys. Right? We attack them directly, and that's usually what you'll do. Like if you're going first, you just want to basically build your board right, get your Appaloosa out like I did, get the Shen out, get Naturi Beast out, and then get out your Borload, Savage Dragon, get your field spell up to 10, 15 counters, and that's basically game. It's gonna be extremely hard. So even if they do break your board, right, they're losing so much attack. Even if they attack you directly, you're losing little to no life points or no life points at all because their monsters have 0 attack. Uh, so yeah. So that's why it's still one of my favorite decks. But yeah, let me find that real quick. Let's see, did I save it on my... I may have saved it. Let's see. Oh, let me post this in chat because I haven't posted this yet. I have a Discord room as well too, guys. If anyone's interested in joining, let me post that real quick before I forget because I should have already posted that. That's my bad. Where you guys can go and you're welcome to join. I have a lot of people in the community that play Omega and Master Duel, so if you guys are looking for anyone to play against, or maybe you don't have any friends or anything like that that's playing the game, it's just kind of yourself. If you're looking for someone to play with, right, I've got a whole community in Discord that plays Omega like I'm playing here, and Master Duel as well. So that way, if you're needing anyone to play against or test a deck out, or maybe you're looking for a second opinion, or just have a Yu-Gi-Oh related question, you're more than welcome to ask in our Discord channel. Let me find that link for you. Now, Alex, let's see. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. All right, so there's the link to download the game. I'll post this as well to you. And there's my Master Duel friend code, guys. If anyone wants to add me or wants to friend me on Master Duel, there's my friend code on Master Duel. In case anyone wants to add me there. I stream Master Duel as well, guys, but like going through and showing you how to play the game, it's easier to do on Omega, just because of the time limit, and yet again, the game's free to play, so I have access to all the cards. So that's what I would recommend you guys are doing is playing Omega or something like that. Dueling Book, whatever you're using, it's a very popular one that a lot of people in the community use is pretty much Dueling Book and Omega. I know are probably one of the main two that most people are using at the moment besides Master Duel. Uh, Master Duel is obviously, it's you don't have access to all the cards for free. You've got to, pull them or, turn stuff in to get it. But that's what I do, guys. Is I'll build your deck here on Omega because you can use all the cards for free. It has all the cards that are in the TCG and it has the OCG as well. So you can go ahead and build everything. So like for example, like I'll go to my where is it at? So like for my like my Despia deck, I can go through and build my Despia stuff on here before it ever hits. Uh, it hits on Master Duel, so when Master Duel comes out, I've already perfected this deck with my Despia Shadal deck. So I'm looking very forward to using this on stream, like I normally do on it when I stream Omega. But I'm looking forward to using this definitely on uh, definitely on Master Duel once they add the cards. They still haven't announced when they're going to add a lot of the newer stuff because they're like what 6 or 7 sets behind in the TCG that's not in Master Duel yet. Um, so yeah. But yeah, I greatly appreciate you guys' love and support. If you guys are new to the channel, my whole channel is focused on doing stuff like this. Well, to me, it's like perfected as far as the way that I want to use it, Pat. uh, except for the new stuff, I haven't perfected it with the new fusion card like that you use. Uh, I still need to do that. But as far as like with just the regular deck without the new stuff, I've got it down the way I want it. But yeah. Oh, Pat, what level have you hit on Elden Ring? Uh, I've been leveling up like crazy. We'll have to play sometime. Hey, Soak, how are you doing? But that's how you play the game in a nutshell, guys. Would anybody like me to go back through that again? I know we're having a lot of people that's just kind of joining the video. Okay, I think I'm at 279. Oh, snap, man. Oh, okay. Oh, I got you, man. Okay, yeah, I got it on my Xbox. Gotcha. Well, dang, I was hoping we could play. That's all good. I got another friend that he bought it on his computer as well. But yeah, guys, let me know. I know a lot of you guys are joining in. If you guys want me to go back through how to play, uh, yeah, 279. Yeah, man, the game's really fun. It's definitely really fun. Uh, but yeah, let me know down in chat, guys, if you guys are just joining or. Oh, I haven't done. Well, I've been helping another friend that's been power leveling me. I haven't been doing that method. I've been doing a faster method than that, Pat. That's really what I should post. I don't see. I don't know if anyone's done a video on that. I might post that video on the second channel. Uh, how to uh, basically he's just been duplicating his stuff and giving it to me, pretty much. But yeah, guys, let me know down in the chat if you guys are just joining the stream if you want me to go back over how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, or if you have any Yu-Gi-Oh related questions you would like me to answer, or anything Yu-Gi-Oh related you'd like to see. We just covered everything, but I don't mind going through everything again. Yeah, man, the dupe glitch, yeah. But yeah, that's how I got leveled up so fast. I still got to get some better weapons and stuff like that. But my weapons aren't too bad at the moment. Uh, but yeah, if you guys want me to go back through, I can go. More than happy to go back through uh, back through it again. Just let me know down in the chat, or what you guys would like to see Yu-Gi-Oh related as far as learning how to play the game, or maybe any questions you have, whether it's a ruling or tips or tricks, things like that. Or if you guys just want me to go over how to play start to finish again, we can do that as well. Also, I have a whole series, guys. Let me post the. Let me find it real quick, in case anyone's curious of checking it out. You guys don't have to check it out, but if you want to check it out later on, Uh, I'll post my how to play series in case you guys are want to check that out, because that's one of my most watched series here on the channel. Let's see, let me find it. Oh, here it is. Um, does it not give you the? Can you not share playlist? I could swear you could share playlist. Maybe you have to start the playlist and then share it. I'll post a link for you guys in chat and see if it works for anyone that may want to check it out. But that should take you guys to the playlist. If not, it's listed on my YouTube channel. It's very easy to find. Uh, but I think we'll go back through it. We'll go back through everything one more time because I know a lot of people just joined in. So, and it's always good to go through because usually that's what I always go through my videos too. It usually takes a few times going through and watching this stuff. Uh, but yeah, definitely don't give up, guys. Keep playing the game, especially if you're new or just getting back into it. Like I mentioned at the start of the stream, a lot of things that I'm noticing is people are doing stuff like, especially if they're returning players, they like the way that they're building their deck is so old school, and that's why they're struggling, like in like Master Duel, for example, because they're used to like the back and forth, and there's still some back and forth, in Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's a lot. The back and forth is a lot different compared to, uh, the back and forth is a lot different than what it used to be. Uh, for example. Alrighty, so let's go through. We'll go through and grab our stuff. Let's go ahead and go reinforcement. Reinforcement, we'll go ahead and get our Kaizen. Alright, we'll go ahead and get our Kageki. Alright, so we got that, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and start over again and just kind of re-explain the field, and then I'll explain uh, more of how to play the game. I'll go through again, start to finish, how to play the game. Yeah, probably the crafting system. I did a video going over that as well too. It was the first video I posted in my Master Duel series that I did how to play. Hey Brock, how's it going, man? I appreciate you joining in, good sir. Uh, but yeah, I'll find that as well real quick just to post, just in case anyone happens to be new. That is a good point. That maybe that is confusing for you guys. But yeah, I've got a whole playlist on the channel too, guys. Also, too, guys, definitely consider subscribing and following. Once we hit the 1,000 subscribers, I'll be doing a giveaway of basically it's a huge giveaway. I've got like a grand prize giveaway. It's going to be worth over $700 worth of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That video is on the channel too. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, going through all the cards, I'll find that and post that here in a second. Uh, Basically, it's got a lot of the meta stuff that I'm giving away, things like that that's in there. I'm also giving away, that person will get that, a booster box, and 2 other winners will win a booster box that's newest out at that time. So definitely consider subscribing, like, following, and sharing the video to help us kind of hit the 1,000 subscribers. Like I said, my goal is really to make, there's really not a people that make a lot of content around how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And just basic stuff and things like that. So that's mostly what I try and focus my channel on, because I noticed there's not a lot. And then when I started making these type of videos, those are mine that tend to get the most views, other than my deck profiles. That's the only thing that does as good as probably my how-to videos, is usually my deck profile and tutorial type videos. Let me find that real quick and we'll go over how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Again, start to finish, guys. So give me just a moment and I'll post these other videos for you guys that may want to check them out later on after the stream. So this first one I'm posting here is the, I'll put in chat, so that is the one on that is the of master. Well, if I could type. So Master Duel and Yu-Gi-Oh. All right, and then the other. Well, I guess I missed it because I'm blind. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I definitely, truly, greatly appreciate your love and support and taking time out of your busy day to definitely chill and hang out and chat with me in the chat, or if you're not even chatting, you're still watching the stream. I love you too, Brock. uh, that's all the things I'm giving away for 1K subs. All right, so in case you guys want to save them, watch that later. All right, so back to the game, guys. So we'll get back now that I've got those links posted, and all of them are on my YouTube channel, so they're all in playlist as well. So definitely consider checking that out if you're looking at more how-to stuff or strategy type videos. All right, guys. So back to how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. So we'll go. I'll do everything we did before, and I'm just going to go start to finish again. Uh, right. So for example, so how to play right. So decide who goes first, depending on how you're playing the game. Right, Master Duel. It's a coin flip. If you win, right, you get to choose if you go first or second. Normally in the Yu-Gi-Oh, as far as like the TCG is concerned, right, usually you'll do like paper, rock, scissors. Some people will roll dice, like if they're playing in person. But for like Omega here, it does paper, rock, scissors, for example. And then whoever wins decides who goes first or second. So the main difference of first and second of going first and second, guys, these days is going first, right? You only get to draw 5 cards. And if you're going first, your job basically is to build a board to keep your opponent from playing or limiting their plays. That's basically your job of going first if you're playing a going first deck. Or if you're like me and you mostly play going second deck, you're basically your job of that deck is to build it to break your opponent to their board and be able to combo through and go through and basically out combo their negates, their hand traps, their back row cards, and essentially go for game or get it close enough, right? You've broken their board and maybe you have a few negates on your side as well, or maybe we just broke their board and then right either we OTK them that turn or we pass it back to them and they have nothing left because they've already went full combo. They've used all their cards essentially, and they have little to nothing left. So they're either going to go ahead and surrender, or they'll just do what little they can and send it back to you, or they may just draw and end and and let you attack them directly or just surrender. So that's basically how pretty much the game is going so far, and it's gone for quite some time as far as how the duels play out. So make sure you're keeping stuff like that in mind when you're building your decks. Like I mentioned earlier and in previous streams, you want to make sure you're putting cards in your deck that force your opponent to interact, right? Like Harpy's Feather Duster, Lightning Storm, Droplets, Chalice, hand traps, things like that. Uh, you want to make sure you're doing something that's forcing your opponent to play something. If they're not doing anything, um, right? If you're not doing anything that's forcing them to interact, and especially if you're a going second player like I am, I tend to be more of a going second player. It's going to be very hard for you to play Yu-Gi-Oh in this day and time. So it's very important, which is why I wanted to cover this first before we kind of get into the game itself. Because right, if not, you have the wrong mindset about how the game's being played, which is fine, right? If you're not playing like tournaments and anything like that. Maybe you're going to locals, or maybe you're just having fun playing with your friends and things like that, like here on Omega, that I'm playing, or any other simulator or Master Duel. If you're just playing for fun, that's, it doesn't really matter. But if you're trying to play, maybe go to locals and see if you can win or get in, the top 3 or something like that, or trying to get to regionals or something. So things like that. So just kind of keep that in mind. But that's basically how the game's playing, so it's very important that you keep that mindset in perspective when you go through and write your deck building. You're putting that, you're building your main deck, your extra deck, your side deck when you're building those components of the deck. Because if you're not keeping that in mind, you're building the deck wrong, and that's why the deck's playing the way it is when you're playing against someone, whether it be Master Duel, Omega, or in person. That's why your duels aren't going as much, probably going the way that you would like them to go, for example. Yeah, not those kind of subs, Brock. uh, But yep, yep. All right, guys. So basically, how the game is played, right? So once we've already discussed who decides decides who goes first. Hey, thanks for the like, Pat. I appreciate it, good sir. Yeah, definitely make sure you guys like the video. If you haven't liked that, I greatly appreciate it. Really help us out with us being a smaller channel. Uh, it's sometimes harder for me to get some of these videos out or streams like this with us being smaller. So definitely consider subscribing, liking the video, and sharing the video. That would help a lot. Kind of help spread this message and help people get back in the game. I know a lot of people quit Master Duel, which is another reason why I wanted to do this stream afternoon and have this have this stream with you guys and go over things and help everyone out the best I could this afternoon. So definitely, if you appreciate that, definitely consider like following and subscribing and sharing the video to go the extra mile. So right, we start with each player starts with 8,000 life points. So basically, how to win, right? There's a few ways to win these days in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? You can get rid of your opponent's life points and get them down to 0 by, right, you can attack them directly, attack their monsters, and they'll take the difference of your attack versus their attack. That'll come out of their life points. If it's in defense, right, and you attack it, they won't take any damage unless then you have something that does like piercing damage that it specifically says on the card, or you've given it some sort of effect, like maybe with an equip card or something that lets it do damage in defense. But normally, just attacking a attack monster, attacking something in defense, it's not going to do damage. The other ways would be like Exodia, Destiny Board, Final Countdown's another big one, these days, as well too with like stun and like stall type decks. Those are usually how most people win, but majority duels are won by just getting rid of people's life points down to from 8,000 to 0 essentially to win the duel. Uh, so remember, Master Duel is a best of 1, guys. Here, like we're playing here on Omega, it's a best of 3. So if you're playing ranked here on Omega, it's going to be a best of 3, same as if you're going and playing at like your local card shop or whatever. As far as TCG is concerned. So what we want to do, so we've got that. So next I'll break down the field and then we'll start, playing our cards and stuff like that here in just a moment. If I explain too much, guys, let me know down in the chat. If I explain too little, let me know. If I'm doing, staying on point, you can let me know that as well. Uh, like I said, I'm trying to make sure I go over everything that's, uh, everyone understands how to play. So make sure when you're building your deck too, guys, it has to be between 40 and 60 cards. Usually most people, right, you want to keep it, at least at 40, 40 at, if possible, because right, the lower the count, the lowest you can get, of course, is yet again to 40. You have a better and higher chance of the deck being more consistent and drawing the cards that you need to be. If you're playing a 60 card deck, depending on the deck, right? Not saying there's not good 60 card decks, because there are some decks that I play that are 60 card decks that are pretty solid. Uh, Things like that. So it's really going to depend on the deck and how the deck is built. Uh, so just kind of keep that in mind. Uh, the lower cards it is, the better chance you've got of being more consistent and getting the cards that you need. Not saying that you can't play more than 40 cards, right? My Glad Beast that I play on Master Duel, I think is like 42 cards because I can't afford to take anything else out. So that's why I run 42 with that deck. All right, so that's the deck, and that's where your deck goes. You can see our hands. So you're going to draw 5 cards going first. Our opponent draws 5 cards going second as well, but during their turn they will draw 1 card for their turn. And then for our turn, right, we'll draw 1 card for our turn and we'll draw 1 card for each turn going forward. Same for our opponent. So next, right, we have our field. So the field, you guys can see this top spot here where my mouse is going back and forth. These are going to be where your monster zones are. So this is going to be the monster zone area where you're going to summon your monsters in attack or defense. Down below it, you're going to have your spell and trap cards. One thing that I love, like I mentioned before, is I love how how Omega did this, right? West Master Duel would implement something similar, where the pendulum summons, these stand out. So you make sure you're not putting stuff here if you are playing pendulums. Because right, if you set a spell or trap card here, you're not going to be able to pendulum summon, and it's going to block you out of playing for your particular deck for pendulums. So if you're playing pendulums, you want to make sure you don't block those zones. The flip effect, right? Let's say you're playing against pendulums, right? If you happen to be playing like Imperm, then it would be a good idea to set, like if you ever have Imperm, it's probably best, especially if you're going like first or something, to set it in this column. Maybe you won the, paper, rock, scissors, the coin toss, the dice roll, whatever, and you decided to go first, and you have Imperm, maybe best to set it in the column so that way if you are playing pendulums, right, all you have to do is go Imperm, and then they can't go pendulum summon their turn, and they're more than likely going to do very little for their turn since they can't pin summon. If they can do something, it's going to drastically reduce the amount of plays they have, so it's going to reduce the amount of they can do for their turn, which gives you a better chance of staying in the game and them breaking your board or being able to do very little to none, depending on what you did for your turn, of course. So just kind of some pro tips as we're going through this as well. You got your monster, your field zone over here, guys, and then you can see your opponent's board is the same as ours at mirrors. So that's where our field spell would go is there. You can see over here is our graveyard. So any card you activate or it gets destroyed, anything like that, it goes to the graveyard unless specified, and then it'll say it's removed from play. But anything you just activate, like standard cards, or they negate it, it's going to go to the graveyard. You have your remove from play above it. These cards are removed from the game. They still can be brought back if you have some sort of monster spell trap effect, to whether it be bring them back to your hand, special summon them to the field, put them in grave, back in the deck, or your extra deck, depending on the card and effect. The exception to that is like if you use desires, and those cards were hit or like evenly matched. Cards like that, specifically where it says banished face down. Once they're banished face down, they are completely removed from the game. So please make sure you keep that in mind when you're playing those type of cards. They completely removes them. So like here, so if I was to play like desires or something like that, the 10 cards would get removed from play. But when I would go into game two of this match, I would be able to add those cards back into the deck. So the exception, right, if you're playing on Master Duel, since it's a best of one, right, you're not going to have that ability since it's a best of one. So just kind of keep stuff like that in mind. So for Master Duel, it's completely gone since it is strictly a best of one for the moment. Hopefully they'll add a best of three in there at some point, whether it be different game modes, best of three, and they just keep the rank system best of one if that's how they want to run it. That's fine. I have no issues with it. All right. So then the only thing else we haven't covered, guys, is the extra monster zone. This is the part that most people tend to get confused, which is why I saved it for last. So the extra monster zone and how this works with the uh, the changes and updates to Master Rule 5 that happened a few years back. What this is this is for your link monsters, which we'll link some in here in a moment, which is what I still get most of the questions I get in my how-to videos. Uh, yeah, you can still look at them. Yeah, you can still look and see what they're banished face down, like when you banish, like for desires or they hit it with evenly matched. You can still look at it. Your opponent can't look at them now. So that would be the only difference. Your opponent can't look at those cards. You can look at it so you know it's gone from the deck. Uh, so yeah, you can look at them, but your opponent can't. So when they're banished face down, your opponent can't look at them. The only ones they can look at that's in your banished zones are the ones that are banished face up. But definitely a good question though. But yeah, But yeah, you can look at them whether they're face up or face down. The exception is your opponent can't if they're face down. If they're face up, banished, your opponent still can look at it, same as your graveyard is normal. So with link monsters, guys, right? So they're these blue boarded cards, as you can see here, that's got the barrier. Good deal, good deal. Glad we could help out with that. So you guys can see with link monsters, right, guys? They have the arrows, right? So that's what's very important. Because these arrows open up other zones, and you'll see what I mean by open up zones here in a moment. I know when I did my previous video, I said open up zones. That phrase confused a lot of people. So if you feel like you're in that category, that's perfectly understandable. Stick with me, and I'll go through what I mean by that in multiple examples here in a little bit. Uh, but you guys can see, right, it's got the arrows that point down, and that's the main thing we care about now. You can see that he shows these made with 2 warrior monsters, including a 6 samurai, which we'll do here in just a little bit. And you can see he has a link rating of 2. This lets you know how many cards, for example, that my battle shogun is played with. So I need at least 2 monster cards. Granted, it says it obviously in the text, but sometimes it won't say it in the text. Sometimes it may say 2 cards, uh, and it's a link 4, or link 3 or 4, or something like that. So just kind of keep that in mind, which we'll get more in depth of that part here in a second. So the reason why that's important is with the changes in Master Rule 5 is in these 2 zones here, you can't use both of them. If my opponent has a monster here, that means I'm forced to use this one or vice versa. You have to use whichever one is open. Basically meaning there's not a card in it, essentially. So how that's going to work is I'm going to go ahead and do the summon because it'll make more sense if you can see it. So I'm going to go ahead and summon my Kaigeki. His effect will activate, which allow me to special summon another 6 samurai from hand. I'm going to go ahead and summon our Inishi from hand. So what we're going to do from here, I think we'll actually go into I think we'll actually go into a Zold this time, or do... Uh, I don't know. We really don't have enough cards. Oh, I'm not gonna have enough cards regardless. So yeah, we'll still go as Zold. So I'm gonna go as Zold, guys, instead. So how links work, basically you send the cards to the graveyard. And as you can see, when I go to link summon, it tells me I can put the card in either zone here, right? I'm gonna pick this one. It doesn't matter. All right, as Zold's effect's going to activate, I'm going to go ahead and resolve its effect, and then I'm going to explain more about Master Rule 5 and Link monsters and Link summons here in just a second. So I'm going to add to my hand. Uh, let's go ahead and get him out of the deck so I can use him later on. All right, so we're going to go ahead and send that. So other effect, guys, is basically you can add one of your warrior monsters from your deck to your hand, but you can't activate its effect this turn, which is fine. I'm not gonna use its effect. I think you can't summon it either, right? Uh, you can send him on spell. You can only use it. Let's see. Everyone wants the rest of the turn, but there's a turn you cannot. Yeah, you can't summon him. Yeah, so I can't summon him this turn. So that's fine. I don't plan on summoning him. So what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna special summon. Let me go ahead and get Kaizen out. All right. So how this works? Let me. I apologize for getting a little ahead of myself. So how this works, guys, right? So we have the Link monster up here. So how the links work, so you can see with Azul, she's made with two warrior monsters, and she has the two arrows just like the Battle Shogun pointing down in the same spots. So what's that means if I want to link summon again, so like if I wanted to play Battle Shogun, for example, I could send my Fuma and my Kaizen to the graveyard, but to play Battle Shogun, I would have to put it here or here. Uh, if I wanted to put Battle Shogun up here, though, which I could still do, I would have to use a Zold and then use my Kaizen or my Fuma, and then I would be able to put Battle Shogun up here. So keep in mind, if you put any card up here, because anything can go up here that's from the extra deck. You can't put like normal monsters up here, so you can't have like, your like just normal monsters, regular monsters up here and up here. The only thing that can go up here is stuff from the extra deck, which is why it's called the extra monster zone. So anything from my extra deck, I can put up here. But keep in mind, if you do that, it's gonna lock you out of link plays if it's not a link monster, or if it is a link monster, it still could lock you out of link plays if you don't have anything to link from this into something else. Uh, or maybe it's a link monster that the arrows don't point down to open up other zones. So like yet again, so right for the arrows point, those are the only spots I would be able to link summon. Let me know if you guys have any questions on that. Hopefully that made sense and that helps you better understand link plays. I'm going to do some more. We'll do a lot more link summons. So maybe if you feel like it's maybe a little bit better, or maybe you're not quite sure, let me know down in chat. But definitely stick with me. We're going to be doing a lot more link summons. But if you have any questions, please let me know in chat. All right. So what we're going to do here, guys, I could synchro summon. We could really synchro summon if I wanted to, which we may do because I can't go full combo anyway. So I think we may. So I think we'll go ahead and synchro summon, guys. I'm going to go ahead and display how to synchro summon because we're not going to do anything. We're going to have to pass it to our opponent since we didn't get one of the counter cards in our hand, which is the downside of this deck. So to synchro summon, guys, so we'll go over to synchro summons next. So how those work, these work basically by going through and you need at least one tuner monster. So we got here, you can see my Fuma is a tuner. It says it here on the card text. And then how it's played, and it's still on big screen. I'll go ahead and do it. So basically how it's played is kind of like how we did the links. The cards are sent to the graveyard. So like, for example, I'll send my Fuma. It always makes you pick the tuner first. I wish it would make it where you could pick anything and then do the tuner in any order, but they always make you do the tuner first on the game. Uh, so, but in real life, right, you're going to send them at the same time. So, all right, so we're gonna send Fuma and our Kaizen to the graveyard, and you can see I can put them in any zone, right? It opens up for any zone. Uh, so anything else I play from the extra deck can go in this main monster zone here that are 5 monster zones, and they can also go up here. Yet again, the only exception is link monsters. Link monsters are the only thing that can go up in these zones here. So just make sure you guys keep that in mind. I'm going to put him over here, guys, so he's out of the way and doesn't mess with anything. Uh, and this is something I wish they would add to Master Duel because I think it would help a lot of new and returning players. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down in the chats or the comment sections if you're watching this back recorded. Because you can see where all the little triangles is. This is to let me know, and I love Omega. Yet again, shout out to Omega for doing this. So this is to let me know that I can link someone only in these areas. So like I mentioned before, opening up zones. This is what I mean by that, and that's why Omega did this, so it's easier for you to understand and to see from a visual perspective. If I link someone, they have to go in these two zones, or I would have to use a Zold as material, and the card would go up here. So there's only 3 zones currently that I can link someone to. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and end our turn, guys, because there's nothing else we can do at the moment since we didn't draw any of our counter cards. They're going to go through and play. Alright, they're going to set 2 back row pass. It's going to go to us. We'll draw for turn. I'm not going to negate that. So, alright, let's do this real quick. We'll go over quick effects too while we're that's already kind of in motion. So our Shin, guys, has an effect as well, where he can go through and do a he can go through and basically you can see once per turn when an opponent activates a spell or trap card quick effect, you can negate the activation. If you do, destroy it. So make sure you just kind of keep that in mind. Uh, so I can go through and negate something on my turn. I don't have to worry about it. So like he only has that 1 back row, so I can instantly negate it. So I don't have to worry about him doing anything else. Unless then maybe he has like evenly matched or something like that in hand that he didn't set face down. You know, something like that, for example. So just kind of keep things like that in mind. So I could still go Duster if I wanted to here to get rid of that, and then save that for backup in case he has uh, evenly matched. You know, when we go like battle phase or something like that. So you want to make sure you're thinking, you know, strategy things like that as you're going through and doing your plays. Because most part you really don't want to try and Duster like 1 back row unless you know like you have like full combo and you can go off. Then sure, Duster away and then full combo and try and go for game. Then at that point it's kind of worth it. All right, so we got a few things we can do. I guess I could go. We really don't have anything we could do here. I do, but I don't want to do it. I think we'll just wait another turn. Yeah, I think we just wait another turn because we didn't get any of the counters. I really don't want to remove that from play. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll wait another turn for this one, guys. And that is kind of the downside of playing this deck. Sometimes you'll get hands like this where you, um, just like that, or sometimes you'll get some hands that are ungodly with this deck, even though it's still a very old school deck, which is why a lot of people don't still play it or don't play it too much. Because all you need is the cards for the counters, and you're pretty much set to go. But if you don't draw any of that, you're kind of dead in the water. You need at least just one of them. We've still yet to draw one. This dude just keeps drawing, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my negate so you guys can see that I can use my quick effect to negate it. We'll go ahead and use that effect for us to negate for the turn. Alright, we'll go ahead and do this. So I'm gonna go ahead and summon for our turn, Mizuho. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and link summon again, guys. So we'll link summon for the second time. And we're gonna send both of them to the graveyard. So keep in mind when you guys link summon, right, you can choose to I could choose to count this as a link 2 or a link 1. Since I have to have 2 cards to play the Battle Shogun, I'm forced to treat this as a 1 because right with his requirements I'm forced to use a 6 samurai monster. So with this type of situation, since he's played with 2 cards and one has to be a 6 sam, I'm forced to treat a Zold as a link rating 1. So our Shogun's gonna trigger. We'll go ahead and get rid of him from hand. That'll help out a lot with him being engraved. We want to go ahead and pull Gateway because Gateway is really what's going to allow us to get the party going. Uh, Also, too, yet again, just to add some pro tips as we're going through this, guys. You see our opponent has a back row. Obviously, it's an AI we're playing against, but you still want to play like as if you're playing against a live opponent. So we want to put in a different zone because, right, it could be an imperm, right? And if we put this here, it would negate our gateway, which would kill our turn. We would be basically forced to end our turn, essentially. Unless, right, we went ahead and used Duster, or I saved my negate and we used it on that instead of the draw one, right? But in this situation, right, we want to put it over here just to make sure if they have Imperm. So this is things like that that wasn't really important in Yu-Gi-Oh before, but a lot of that's important now, guys. So hopefully, as you're starting to either watch the stream or just your duels and stuff like that, you start to notice where you place your monster zones and where you place your spell and trap cards. And your spell and trap card zone is important now. Before it didn't matter in Yu-Gi-Oh. These days it's very important where you're putting your spell and trap cards, and you watch where you're putting them, especially depending if your opponent's got some stuff set for back row, for example. All right, so we have that. Let's do. Oh no, I could just wait another turn. Usually won't get hands this bad. I guess I could go ahead and risk it. Go. Oh, it's still not gonna give us enough counters, even if I do that. All right, so we'll just attack again, guys. Without, like I said, without the counters. That's why I like using this deck, because usually I can just get the counters and go crazy. But this is one of the times it's gonna be a pain for us to get them. We'll just go and attack, and we'll do damage still. All right, we'll go main phase 2. Oh, if you guys have any questions, because that's the only thing, one of the things we haven't talked about yet. If you guys have any questions about once per turn effects, uh, once per turn effects, let's see, I was going to, yeah, once per turn effects or like use versus activate, let me know down in the chat and I'll be more than happy to talk about that. I also did a video on that as well that I posted earlier this week. So if that's something maybe you're interested in or if you'd like to talk about now, let me know down in the chat. Because I know there's a good bit of people that don't understand the difference in like a soft once per turn and a hard once per turn, as it's called at times. All right, so we got our other field spells, so that's good. I think we'll just go ahead and do it here because we've waited a while. So let's go ahead and do that, guys. Let's go ahead and go for. We'll go for him because he's a 6 am. Bam. All right, so that'll fix our board now. So what we'll go ahead and do, we'll go ahead and play Duster just to get it out of my hand. Let's see what his back row was. His wishes. Okay. All right. What we're gonna go ahead and do now, guys, we'll go ahead and activate my instant fusion that we've been saving for a while, so I can kind of go through the rest of the tutorial stuff. We can bring out our warrior. Hey, King, how's it going, man? Oh yeah, man. I was gonna stream earlier this morning, but I was just I ended up sleeping in. uh, but yeah, I want to do an earlier stream and see if go through and try and help everyone uh, learn how to play to continue the how to play series, the episodes that I posted this week here on the channel. All right, guys. So the next thing we're gonna go into is how to exceed summon in Yu-Gi-Oh. We'll actually play a um. We'll actually go execution this time. So as you guys can see, I can put him in any zone, right? You can see I can put him here, 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 here. Uh, it's like we talked about before. These the monsters from the extra deck can go in any zone, including up here. Just remember, if you put them up here, if you need to link summon, you're forced to use them as material. And how they work, right? With our Excalibur, right? He's made with you can see he's an XYZ or Exceed is what they're called. You can see he's made with 2 level 4 warrior monsters, guys, and you can see once per turn he can detach 2 Exceed materials from this card, and his attack becomes double. So basically, I'm going to detach the 2, and he'll become a 4,000. So that's what we're going to be able to do. So I'm going to go through, do that. We'll detach the 2, and you can see jumps to 4K. Alrighty, we're not going to do as much crazy stuff as the last one, so I'm going to go ahead and just finish this one up since we got a real bad hand in this one. We'll go ahead and have our Excalibur and attack and go for game. Alrighty. I'm trying to think, is there anything else we could put in here to help speed it up, but not really. Any questions, guys? Or does anybody want me to go through that again? I know we didn't get as much. Wasn't able to go as detailed as we did before, but we did all the summons, right? We did the Synchro summon, we did our Exceed summon, and we did like 2 or 3 Link summons. Oh yeah, man, we'll probably do that in we may do that in a little bit. Uh, That way they can see some kind of duels. I think that'd be good, still good for people to see how duels work, and I can break down, what we're doing and all that good stuff. So definitely, definitely. Any questions, guys, so far, or anything that I didn't go over, or that you haven't seen, or maybe I did go over that you guys would like me to talk about? Uh, you know, please don't, no judgment. Like I said, my whole channel is based on helping people, get back into the game and learn how to play the game and get better at Yu-Gi-Oh itself. So if you have any questions or anything that you would like to see or for me to talk about, or a specific question that you have, let me know down in the chat. If not, I think what we'll do is we'll run through this one more time, and then I'll play against you guys like I normally do. King's going first because he's already he's already volunteered. I'm trying to get the Nightbot to work. Let me know if you guys see it, because I know King, you, and Pat are on Twitch. Let me know if you guys see if it's working on Twitch, because it should be where you guys could do. Where does she go? Where you guys can see, because I got it where you guys get points. Uh, Now for watching the stream, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. Let's see. I think this one works. Let's see if this one works. I made it. I don't think I tested it out after I made it. We'll see if it works, because I haven't done that since I made it. There we go. So it works. Good deal. Good deal. So that works. So I built that. I just haven't had a chance to use it, guys. So you guys can do like as you're watching the stream, you're getting points. So as you're going through, if you ever want to see how many points that you have, you can just do the I points, or do the I commands, the exclamation point commands. I did that so you guys could easily go through and just see, how all the stuff that I have enabled here on Streamlabs. Some of it is a little bit delayed, as you can tell, so sometimes it takes a few moments. So you can see, like, mine shows that I have, I have 33 points, like, for example, stuff like that. But I'll keep doing that, enabling more stuff, and I'll eventually set up some stuff you guys can win. Um, yeah, but so yeah, go ahead and start that up, man. But so yeah, I don't think you've watched. I don't know if you've watched on Twitch, Pat, since I enabled that. All your points are going to be on YouTube. Yeah, it mixes up the profile, guys. So like if you watch me on Twitch and then sometimes watch me on YouTube or Facebook, something like that, it only does it for it does it just for your specific username for that specifically. So kind of keep that in mind. Like I was just going over with Pat. Like for example, he's watched me for a long time on Twitch and YouTube, but mostly he usually watches on YouTube, for example. So all of his points are going to be mostly in his on his YouTube channel, his YouTube login when he watches from there. That's where most of his points are. So you can get points for each one that you watch on. So if you're watching on multiple accounts, each one will continue to get points as you go through and watch the stream. But yeah, at some point I'll end up doing giveaways, guys, whether it's like cards I give away or card sleeves or some sort of prizes that you guys can trade your points in or something like that. I'll come up with something creative, uh, things like that. But yeah, I'm trying to remember I can't remember what it's set to as far as when it's how long you guys have to watch to start getting the uh, as far as like watching the stream itself just so the points start counting. I can't remember how long like time frame it is, but just want to let you guys know. All right, so let's go through. We'll do this. Yeah, I tried to do this one last time. So we'll do this one last time, guys. Let's do. I think we'll increase our hand just in case we get something like last time. Let's give our hand to 8. just so I can explain stuff a little bit more in case we get a bad hand or something. And of course, the time I do that, we actually got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, we go through extra gateway. So we basically got a really good hand this time. All right, so I think I'll leave out the basic stuff as far as like the going first and the field and stuff like that, and we'll go through more just particularly with the summons and things like that. Because that's usually what I get most of my questions on anyway. So I think we'll keep it that. We won't go as basic as other ones. If you guys would like me to go more in depth, just let me know down in the chat. Uh, but yep. But yeah, I'm experimenting with the point stuff, guys. If I think the points are too low or something like that, I'll end up increasing them and stuff like that. But I don't remember what I've got it set to at the moment. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and activate both of our Uniteds. So these are continuous spell, guys. You can tell because of the infinity symbol, which means they stay on the field. Uh, and for these specifically, they max out at getting 2 Bushido counters. So every time we summon a 6 Samurai monster, they'll get a counter. Uh, but yeah, I'll do something with them. I'm still getting used to all of of using stuff like that that's on Streamlabs. But I'll end up doing some sort of giveaway and stuff like that for you guys to trade in your points. Like I said, we'll figure out what that is at some point. All right, so we'll go ahead and activate gateways. We pretty much drew everything we need, so we got a very broken hand this time, which is good. So we'll keep the party going. I'm gonna go ahead and add the Kaigeki from deck to hand, guys. All right, and now we can just do basically broken plays like crazy. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I don't want to go ahead and summon. Probably not. I guess I could, but it's gonna mess with me later. Yeah, we're going first. I really don't need to. Not really, and we have the counters. Yeah, so let's leave it like that. So what we're gonna do here, guys, I'm gonna do my standard plays. So we're gonna go into a Zold. Yeah, we're gonna go into a Zold. All right, so Zold's gonna trigger, and I really should have used those counters, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and get. We'll go and pull the other Kaigeki so I can get it out of the deck like I normally do. All right, we want to go ahead and use our counters real quick. We want to make sure we get them off. So if you ever are playing this deck, you want to make sure you get rid of them as quick as you can. We'll go ahead and pull the other Kaizen from deck to hand, guys. And then now what we can do, we can go ahead and get rid of the Living Fossil from deck to use as Zold's other effect, and special summon Fuma from the deck. And then you can see we get our counters again. So we're going to link summon again. We're going to go into our Battle Shogun. So right when we're going to treat this is going to get treated as a 1. Our Fuma is going to get treated as a 1. We'll send it to grave. Then we're going to go our Battle Shogun. Battle Shogun's effect. I'm going to try and go a little quicker this time. I'll try not to go too fast. If I go too fast, definitely let me know down in the chat. But I want to try and make sure we go at a nice steady pace. We'll go ahead and pull our Dojo from deck to hand. You always want to pull Dojo here, guys, with us having these. Now, if I already had a Dojo on field or on field already, I would have pulled the field spell in this case, right? If we already have like Gateway and Dojo. That's why it's always really good if you can get like Dojo and the field spell. You're pretty much good. You're basically, you're perfect from there because then you can go there and your counters will go crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and activate Dojo. So this time we don't have to worry about any of the counters this time because we're going crazy with counters. So we can go and do this. I can remove from play those again and just keep pulling stuff. What do we want to go for? I think we'll go for the Exceed Summon like we did last time. Yeah, let's do that. We could do that because then I can go that first. Because if I was actually playing somebody, I want to try and do the plays that I would do like if I was actually dueling somebody at this point. Um, so what I would do here would be summon Kaizen if this was an actual duel. And then we would summon Kaizen again over just so we get the extra additional counters. Not to necessarily need them, but you never know what your opponent has. So you want to make sure you have them just for backup. You want to try and make sure you don't want to use the ones on Dojo, guys. In case they Nibiru us, right? I can just send Dojo to grave and then bring out another 6 Samurai from the deck. and then I can just continue to combo through Nibiru. So that's another reason why I love this deck, especially if you can get a dojo out, which is why I run 3 of them, of course. Alright, so we've got all of them out. So what we want to do here is we want to go ahead and remove the counters again. You want to make sure you're being smart with your counters. So that. We already have him. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go. We'd have to go. No, that's true. Yeah, so let's go. Yeah, we're gonna have to go ahead and exceed. Yeah, let's go ahead and exceed summon here. So we're gonna go to exceed summon, guys. Remember the cards stack over each other. So what you're gonna do is I'm gonna take both my Kaizens, and then you can see I open up all 5 zones, so I can put it wherever I want. But in this case, you want to make sure you don't put it where these arrows point, unless when you're gonna link off into something else. Because remember, every time I put something here in the arrows, I get an extra counter here. But also it locks me out of link summons for this particular zone too if I put it here or if I put it here. So just make sure you're keeping that in mind when you're doing stuff like that. So that's why I tend to put stuff like that way over here. So it keeps the link zones open in case I need to do anything. So that's good to go. And then what I can do from here, then I can just go Kaizen, and then I can go over here, Grandmaster. We should have already got those are the counters, but that's fine. I don't want to spend too much time going through and pulling all the cards to our hand. So yeah. Let's go ahead and pull Zanji. Zanji would be easier to use this time, so it doesn't keep popping up an effect for us to use. All right, so 1, 2, 3. All right. How do we want to do this? Sure, I'll be fine. Yeah, we'll be fine. So we're gonna go ahead and go Saryuja, guys. So for Saryuja, I could play Saryuja a few different ways, and that's why I want to talk about as far as how I can summon Saryuja. So if I wanted to, I could just go like that. I could just get rid of these, essentially these 3. Count that as 2, 3, 4, because he's a link level 4. So I could just treat that as a 2, and these are 1 card, so they count 1 each. Or I could use him if I wanted to as well, if needed. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use all 4 of them though. I want to use all 4. So I'm going to send all 4 to the grave because I need the Kaizens in the graveyard. It's very important they're in the graveyard so I can do rest of my plays that I need to. So we'll go Saryuja effect. And we've been draining the deck out of monster cards. If I wanted to, right, I could have spammed like most of all these gone and got rid of the monster cards. So I'm drawing nothing but spells here. So I get the spells that I need, like the field spell or whatever it may be, for example. I don't need that. I don't need that. I can add that back. It's not a big deal. So we'll send those 3 back to the deck. It really doesn't matter what order. It'll go to the bottom. We don't really need to play anything. We'll keep the dojo in hand. You could play it here if you wanted to, but I just don't like clogging up the zone. I don't think we have any other way to... Yeah, we don't have any other way to pull anything else back, so I guess we could go ahead. We'll go ahead and play it, I guess. Because the only other spell I'm going to play is going to be the field spell here in a second. So we're going to go ahead and use his effect, and we're going to go ahead and special summon Zanji to our side of the field, guys, and you can see our counters go crazy again. So now we can just start our combo all over again. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and remove them. We'll move some of these because it's getting pretty crazy. I'm going to go ahead and just use all the counters real quick, guys, since we have so many. That's why I love when these type of things happen. So you can just burn through them very quick. It makes doing these plays a lot better. That's why I kind of wish they would just put Gateway, at 2. To me, that makes sense because, like, if you're playing against this deck, why do you want to sit here, right? You have nothing to stop it, like, right? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, it just makes sense to go ahead and, just let the plays, go through full speed versus me having to wait, all this extra time to go through and do it. Just to go ahead and, put the 2 gateways. Plus, it'll be interesting to see people play this deck. Hopefully, they'll make some sort of new support. They've done it for a lot of the other old school decks that was around this time in the GX era, like the Heroes and Crystal Beast got recently some new support too. So hopefully they'll continue that, and maybe the 6 Sams and the Light Sworns. I love the Light Sworns as well. We'll get some love as well. Plus, we'll get all of our counters back here. I'm gonna just keep playing through it because we have so many counters. It's ridiculous at this point, guys. So I'm not even gonna worry about it. So let's go ahead and do, we have all these. I think we'll go ahead and send these. Grave to draw 2, and we got the field spell I wanted. Hey, there you go. Go ahead and send that. We'll draw another 2. I got the other dojo, so we could just go other dojo. So all of that's perfect. So then at this point, I could still go this if I wanted to. Uh, which is probably what we'll still do since I've already went the play. We'll put him over here in the far corner. So I could still add a monster if I wanted to from him, but we'll still add a spell a trap card because I need all of these in the graveyard, because if not, it's going to mess me up. So those are all go to the graveyard. We can do, I'll just go and pull Monster Born to our hand. And then we can do here, guys, is just go Monster Born. This will make things so much easier for us. So then what I can do here, we'll go ahead and bring back Fuma just to save time. And then what I'm going to do from here is then we're going to go through and we're going to start doing our link summons. Well, not link summons, our synchro summons and stuff like that. And we're just going to keep letting this build up. And that's why you want to try and get this out as soon as possible, because when you're going through and doing these like infinite kind of loops you can kind of do with this deck, it makes where this thing is ridiculous. Remember, they lose for every counter they lose 100 attack. And I'll usually get this thing up to like 15 plus, usually by the time I end my turn. We'll see how high we get it to in this particular situation. I'm not going to try and go specifically for that, and I'm just going to try and go through and show you guys how to play. So we'll remove our counters on our cards. We'll go ahead and add back the Kaizen from graveyard to hand. We'll summon out our Kaizen, guys. So now we're going to Synchro Summon. So to Synchro Summon, remember you need at least a tuner monster card, whether it says tuner on the card itself, or you've got some sort of spell or card effect that's making the card be treated as a tuner in order to Synchro Summon, and then you just add their levels up. So like this Fuma's a 1, Kaizen's a 4, so 4 plus 1 is 5, so it means I can play a level 5 Synchro, which will be our Shin, so we'll go ahead and play Shin. Alright, so next what we want to do, we want to try and go ahead and go, let's go ahead and see if we can get our Appaloosa out. Let's go ahead and go for Appaloosa so we can clear up our board a little bit. So let's go Appaloosa. So like for example, that's not going to show it. Alright, so we got that. Let's do, we have too many of these. Let's go ahead and add everything back, and I'll kind of, let's do, go ahead and add the other Kaizen. Alright, we're only going to lose 1 on this one, so I'm going to go ahead and send that one to graveyard, guys. Go ahead and bring that out. Let's go ahead and special summon this as well, so I can keep doing this kind of infinite loop. Alright, so we have that, but let's go in first. Like I said, we mostly want to focus on Appaloosa here. So we're going to treat YuGiOh as a 1. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and we want this one to be number 4. So we got our Appaloosa that has 4 negates out. Then we have our 1 spell negate, 1 spell or trap negate that can be used once per turn. Over here with our Shin, so that's perfect. We've freed up our zone. So now what we can do, guys, we can go Kaizen here, and then what I could do is we could just go hardcore crazy and send one of them, but I should be bring it back with just Fossil Dig. 3, 4, yeah. He's going to get removed, but I'm fine with him getting removed. So what I'm going to do here, guys, so we have 3, 4, 7s. We can make it 8 now. So here's where I'm going to go for Load. We're going to send these guys to the grave. He's going to get removed from play, which is fine. Now we can go Load, so we're Synchro again. I'm going to use my YuGiOh, which is why you want to wait now to do it, because now he's going to get 4. So now you have 4 Omni Negates with Savage, and he's a 4,400 attack, so that's very insane. So he's got a very high attack, and he's got an Omni Negate that we can use during our turn. So we've got 4 Monster Negates, a Spell Trap Negate, 4 Omni Negates over here, and we're still not done. We're just getting the party started. Let's go ahead and do the others. So I'm going to go ahead and do, what do you want to end on? I think we'll just go for Naturi Beast. So let's go ahead and do the 4 counters, pull back Kaizen. I need to get rid of all these actually. I can go ahead and pull all these back because I'm going to have to send one to bring him back. Let's go ahead and use all of them so I'm not wasting them. So we're going to go ahead and cycle them back, guys. I'm just doing this really quick so we're going to lose all of these if I don't do this, which is why I'm doing it. So, alright, so then I'm going to, I just need 1, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and I'm fine with losing the extra. So we're going to special summon him from deck, which is what I love using that for. And then you're going to special summon your Kaizen from hand. That's why I added all of them back as well too. And then here you're just going to Synchro summon. Again, right, because they're both, he's at level, Shen's a 1 and our Kaizen's a 4, so that's another 5. And bring out our Naturi Beast. So now we have a monster that can infinitely negate spells, guys. We do have 14 cards left in deck, and he sends, it's what, 2 cards every time. So meaning we could negate, ideally up to 6 cards. So we can negate up to 6 spells, which is basically his entire hand. So you're more than good. So they're not playing any spell cards. So you have basically 6 spells you can negate up to with him without decking yourself out. We have 4 monster negates, we have a spell trap negate, and we have an Omni negate with this. And then plus their monsters are losing 900 attack. So you could still do even more. I could go, if I wanted to do it even crazier, I could summon him out, make him lose 1,000 attack. Even crazier, we could go make that do that, and then do go IP, send both of them, go IP for backup, so we could go like Underworld Goddess during our opponent's turn if needed. And then summon Grandmaster, just to summon Grandmaster, get the extra attack points plus the counters. And then of course before you end your turn, you want to make sure, of course, right, you cycle. We have way too many counters on this. You want to try and not do that if possible, but we have so much stuff on the field doing that. Sometimes it's bound to happen where you have these ridiculous amount of counters on here. So just kind of keep that in mind. So what I want to do is try and get rid of much of these if needed from this here. We'll go and pull the other Grandmaster from deck to our hand as well. Anything else we want, right, to try and thin out the deck, monster card wise, that we may need, we'll add that to hand too for backup. Alright, then we'll end our turn, guys. We want to do more than that because we want to make sure we have enough for negates too. Let's put Fuma, so we can have Fuma's effect now since Fuma's engraved, so that's a good card for us to have. Alright, so they're going to normal summon. I could go that and get rid of it if I wanted to, but we're not going to do that. He's going to go that, so I'm going to go Naturi Beast just so you guys can see me negate. We'll send 2 cards, negate it. They're going to go again. I'm going to send 2 cards, negate it. And that's basically how it pretty much goes when you're playing against someone like that once you get this part of the deck out, guys. Right, they're losing 1,200 attack points. So anything he summons losing 1,200. So that means if he summons a 2,000 attack monster, it's only got 800 attack. The only thing he could do is like clash into IP because IP has 800. So that's all they could do, would be to clash into IP at that point, and that would be it. So essentially that's game. We'll go for game here now. But just to give you an idea, this is what the deck's fully capable of. I would like for it to be a little more consistent, but I haven't seen anything to make it more consistent because mostly it's about, yet again, the counter. So it's very important you're getting the counter cards as quick as possible to your hand so you're able to use them. We'll finish him with good old Grandmaster. But that's how you play in a nutshell, guys, start to finish. Hopefully you guys found this this live stream, helpful, me going through and breaking things down and answering some of the questions you guys have had in the chat this afternoon. I definitely appreciate you guys taking time to tune in. So what we'll do for the rest of the stream, guys, I'm going to go through and play with anybody that wants to play, maybe down in the chat. I know King wanted to play. Were you able to get your computer up and going, King, or are you still waiting for it to come up, man? But that's what we'll do rest of the stream, guys. If you would like to play, definitely let me know down in the chat. If you have any questions as we're going through and dueling, definitely let me know. Uh, but I definitely appreciate your guys' love and support and taking time out of your busy day to be here. I definitely appreciate it. But yeah, anytime that you guys want to know what the if you want to save it down, where did I post it? Uh, just do the exclamation point commands, and it'll let you see all of the stuff that I have enabled because I've added it and where it automatically will show up for you guys. I thought about adding. They got a new feature where you can where you guys can play tic tac toe. If you guys would like to play that during the stream, let me know and I can uh, I'll add that and we can test that out another time. But they've got where you guys can play tic tac toe. I enabled the 8 ball just in case anybody wanted to use the 8 ball. I figured some people might enjoy that, so I turned that on. But just let me know when you're ready, King, and we can definitely duel, man. I think we will. Of course, we'll use something else since you guys have seen me use the 6 Sams for quite a bit. Oh no, I still kind of like playing this deck. I feel like there's still. I don't know. I kind of need to. I don't know. I want to play 2 Trajan here. I figure out what we could take out though. Uh, all right, that. Same. Then we'll go with this one because I still like playing this deck. It's very fun. Were you want to play on Omega King or you want to play Master Duel, man? Assuming it was Omega, but I just wanted to be sure. Alright, while we're waiting for King, guys, let's go ahead and do. I think everything in here is still legal, right? Yeah. Alright, we'll do a rank duel in here on Omega. While we're waiting on King, we'll go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, we'll go through, guys. I'll break down all my plays, why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I'm choosing to do something or choosing not to do something. I'm gonna go second because yet again I'm a hardcore going second player. Alright, we didn't get the best hand, but I can work with this though. Oh, we're playing. Yeah, we can definitely work with this. We're playing E-Hero. Yeah, we should be more than fine. All right, so this is a good matchup, guys. These are the Dark Lords have been out for a hot minute. They're not really an old school deck, but they've been out for a while. Not as long as the E-Heroes, but they've been out for a hot minute too, though. All right, let's see what he ends on, guys. Because I played so many different versions of this deck. So we'll see what he goes for. I didn't expect him to go for Sunrise so soon. Did you get the 8-ball to working? I think you're the first person to test that out. Right, right, Soak, right. Definitely. All right, so he's gonna go. What does he do again? Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects during your main phase. Okay, I'm not worried about that. What does he do again? He does, I think, something else, right? Okay. Um, Neos. What is he? What's this? A favorite hero. All right, so he's gonna end with that. Ooh, we'll get the. Okay, I would have hoped for the greater poly, but that's fine. How do you want to do this? Let's go with this first. We need to see. So what I want to do first here, guys, is I want to. We don't know what he has in hand. Usually, people that play e-heroes, they play usually little to no, almost no hand traps. Usually, um, but you never want to take the assumption that they don't play any though, right? Because their deck is usually mostly a lot of them love to go first with this deck, so they play a lot of going first cards. Uh, so we're gonna go banished. It's like he didn't have anything, pretty much as I expected. We're gonna go ahead and pull. We're gonna go ahead and pull Indulge to my hand. All right, so. Oh, nice. Thanks, man. All right, so let's do this, guys. Let's go ahead and let's go this just to see if he has anything. We still have other plays. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and add. I need. It's good to pull this one out, and we'll pull that one out. We'll give him that one. Good deal. All right, let's go that. Let's ditch that. Special summon. We're gonna bring out our Dramaturge, guys. That allows us to special summon one. So now what we're gonna do, I could draw 2 cards, but I'm actually gonna go through Infusion because I want to blow up his board. Is what I want to do here. Let's do Chain Link 1. So this means it'll resolve last with it being Chain Link 1. So our monster will special summon back first. Our Dramaturge will, and it'll blow up everything else. And bam, guys, that's how you quickly take back control of the game. That quickly. So we're going to go battle. We'll attempt to attack. His monsters can't be destroyed by battle, so that's fine. But he still takes the 1,000 damage. Alright, and we will end our turn. Alright, so he's going to go Stratos effect. No, we don't want to use his effect yet. Well, I could. We could go that. Well, I want to wait later because I want to do that, pull the other cards. Yeah. He's going to do that to go over me. That's fine. So he's going to boost over me by making him a 55, which I'm fine with. I can still get around this on my turn, so I'm not worried about it. let's see. Or do I even need to do that? Because I can use the other. Well, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do. What do you have? Could go banished. I think we go that. That makes sense to me, man. Or I don't know. That would give us another play. We can't destroy him either way. Yeah, let's go with that. I should have waited. So that was mistiming. So we messed up there. I forgot with him doing that, we would have missed timing. So that was my bad on that one. So I probably just cost us that one by doing that. We should have waited to after he resolved that. Uh, then use his effect. Because his effect won't Superbia won't trigger if something else is already activating. So yeah. So that messes up on that. We gave him that one. We should have been fine, but we kind of gave him that game, so that was our bad for misplaying. Let's see. I don't know. I still want to keep everything the same. I think we swapped that for foolish instead. All right, we'll go second again, guys. There we go. That's what I needed, was the greater polymerization. So now we're really good to go this time. I was got a lot of hand on that. I've seen that before. I wonder if that's a glitch or something. This is what I was wanting before. So I can do my fusion again, and he can't be destroyed. That can't be destroyed by card effects and stuff. So this time we can get our like full board going. I think I still have 2 in here. I can't remember. I think I've been wanting to put it back to 3. I don't think I run 3 copies. But I definitely don't draw it as much as I would like. But when I do, we usually go off pretty well. So it's about the only way to take out what we're about to do is basically just like to kaiju us almost, or get something that's like a insanely high attack, kind of like how he did before. 1, 2, and I can pull the other one I need from hand. I don't know if I want to go that, or just go that. Assuming that's about all he's got. Alright, he's going to go Miracle Fusion again. Let's see, that. What do you have left in there? He's got Sparkman. What is this one? Shadow Mist. And he has Blazeman. What does this one do? Okay, that's fine. Alright, he has 1 card again. We're gonna go Banished again. Best I can tell, he doesn't have anything same as last time, right? Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing as last time. Just thins out the deck and it gives us full combo, so hey. We're gonna go Indulged again, guys. I'm gonna pull him, and we already have that. Let's pull the other one. So that'll special summon, she'll special summon to his side of the field. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go Greater Polymerization. 1, 2, 3. So Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, and then we'll add to our hand. We'll go ahead and go Jester to our hand. Alright, so he'll get to add his cards that are banished back to his hand. Alright, it's going to this too, that's fine. Is he dark? Yeah. I probably shouldn't have used that effect. I probably should have just added him there, because then I could have went Anaconda, super polyed, and got rid of his card and went OTK'd him. That's probably what we should have done. How do I want to play this? I can go monster. I don't think we can finish him. The only way we could is if I went... that'd be too many wasted cards just to go that. Ooh, you know, I think I do that on their turn so I can do more stuff, right? I think so. Let's go. Let's do that, yeah. Mm, what? Okay. That's not the one I planned on special summoning, but okay. Alright, see, we could go Underworld Goddess here. Like, I go Underworld Goddess, him, do that. We could hit him with 7,000 if we wanted to. He'd have 1,000 left, but that'd be overextending. Plus, we'd have to pay 2 grand to do it. If I hadn't used Indulge effect, we could go game. I could have went Anaconda here, super polyed his stuff, and then brought back my stuff and went game. So that's really the play that we should have done here. I didn't think about that before we went and played Indulge, because when you use Indulged effect, you're locked into using only fairy effects. So I can summon Anaconda, but I can't use Anaconda's effect. Alright, we'll go ahead and end our turn. So he'll take 1,000 again. Alright, he's going to trigger our tragedy. Alright, we're going to add to our hand. No. We want Dramaturge this time, so we have both of them in hand. That gives us everything that we want. We want to make sure we don't use our effect in chain with something else. So it's very important that we make sure we don't do that. We'll see if he can add his to his hand again to boost his attack again, 2,500. We'll see if he does that again, or see if he goes for something else. All right, Liquid Soldier. I'm trying to think what we want to do. Because I can go that. I can go that. Alright, I can go that. I can use that effect to pull another one to hand. He's already used his effect. He's hard once per turn, right? Yeah. Yeah, he's hard once per turn. Yeah, I think we wait. So wait a little bit longer. We're not quite sure what he's doing yet, because there's a few different plays that we have. Most of it's going to be the same for the first part, but the second part, as far as what we want to do, I think we want to wait here. That. I think we'll go ahead and go effect here. So we're going to go effect. Could special summon him, that would help a lot. We're gonna go defense, just in case he tries to swarm us again. Alright, and we get an extra effect that we can use by her effect by paying 1,000 to use one of our, either our contact to respam the board again, or banish to add one of our Dark Lord cards from our deck to our hand. So we've got a few different plays that we can do here that I like. Plus, our first Dark Lord protects all of our fairy monsters from card effects too. So unless he does like he blew up the board last time, stuff like that, it doesn't do stuff that anything that's like non-targeting it won't protect them from, but anything that's targeting it'll protect them from. Unless any like Dark Ruler like droplets me, something like that. Which if he had that, he would have already played that by now. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go. He's going that. What does Sunrise do again? Fusion monster can make a second. Wait, this fusion. Okay, so he's got that. I could go that. I think we wait. We still wait for him to resolve that because he can't do anything quite yet. So let's wait and see what else he does before we make our last move here. This is going to be a very close. Let's see who's calling. Alright, sorry about that, guys. It was my mom that called. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. We got several different plays we can do. We have 400 life points left, is what's really hurting us. So I think we go. How many of these guys are dark? 2. Oh man, that's really nice. I don't have the life points to pay for because we would just go Anaconda. And we didn't draw any of our super polys this matchup either. That's crazy. So if we had the life points, I just would go, we just go combo Anaconda, then Super Poly, and fuse all 3 of his cards and go instantly for game. That's what we would normally go for, but we don't have the life points to do that, and we didn't top deck it either. So I think what we go here, we go that. What do we have in Grave? I can't pay life points for that anymore. I need to finish him this turn, really. How do we do that? Oh yeah, I could go, right? Because I have it in here, right? Please tell me. Oh, no, I don't have it in here, do I? No, I don't have it in here. I thought about putting it in here. Hmm. Or Underworld. Yeah, I think we spam the field. I think we spam the field. Let's do it. Alright. So let's go Jester. Let's see if we can break through this. I'm not going to bother trying to think it out. We're just going to play it out. Uh, that's that. I could do that. I could Zeus him, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we could Zeus him. I guess that works. Get rid of him. To play him. Alright, then we go that. Alright, then we're gonna go Superbia, guys. Superbia will trigger, and then we can re-go. We'll go this, because it's still got 4,000 attack, and it protects all of our fairies. Alright, now we can negate him. Alright. That. I didn't play anything that... Yeah, I didn't play anything that locks us out. Why can't... Oh, maybe I did. Yeah, Fusion Monster. That's what I did. Yeah, dang, I forgot about that crap. Okay, what do you want to do, that being the case? Dang, I messed that up. I didn't think about that. Yeah, because we need him gone. That's probably gonna be... Yeah, I have to play Monster Born here. Because if not, we lose. We still may lose because I messed that up. I forgot we can't play... I forgot the locks us into fusions. Alright. Get rid of him, finally. We could have done more damage if I'd put him in attack. Alright, that's still not bad. Downside, if he gets anything out, he can finish us, essentially, though. I don't know why it's one us trigger that. We can't even play the card. I mean, I guess technically I could activate it, but it's not going to resolve. Because our monster zone is full. But yeah, we messed that up. I shouldn't have played that first. I should have waited. Yeah, he's going to have game, because he's going to be able to bring out the Link monster, at least, if nothing else. So that's going to be game. Yeah, we lost this one due to misplays, guys. Because that's what I should have done. I should have waited for that, but I forgot it locks into fusions. I would have went Hope attacked. We would have went. I would have went Zeus. So Zeus would have been back up. So even if he could have broke our board, we just Zeus him. Which is what I was going for, but I forgot that locks us out. So that one misplay is going to cost us this one. But yeah, I've thought about putting the Numeron Dragon in here. I may end up putting it in here finally. Or we can, because when I have stuff like that where we can just instantly OTK them. I mean, he already has game. All he has to do is attack. So, I mean. I don't have any. I don't have any. Yeah, I don't have any way to reduce it. So, or I could have. No, we don't have that. That's right. We don't have the life points now. But so we could have fusion on his turn if we would have drew it. Is he gonna play Rainbow Neos? Do I have the other? I do not. Did you get your computer going, King, or are you still trying to get that going, man? I'm just gonna go ahead and activate it for the heck of it. Alright, he's a 45. I guess I did that so he could power over. Just so he could overpower that. We had game regardless. That was basically useless. That's crazy, man. We didn't draw any of our super polys on this one. That's sad we lost that one. We'll go in and do another one. We'll try out the same deck. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know as we go through. We'll do this and I'll play with a few other decks and stuff like that that I have already built on here. Alright, we'll see what we get in the next matchup. We did pretty good. We just couldn't outbeat him. That's the only downside I hate about that deck. If they get something over 4 grand, we really don't have anything to break or beat that, other than us using Super Poly or Zeus, like I mentioned before. So that's why I've thought about putting in the Numeron Dragon combo. Plus, like rare cases like that, we could have OTK'd him that duel. But one, I didn't have it in there. Then two, I didn't notice. I forgot that I locked us into fusions. Which is good for you to play. Well, it's always good when you're trying to work on a deck just to play that one deck and nothing else. So that's the downside of playing multiple decks uh, and not taking the time to read your cards before you play them and thinking they do something, but you forget about the side effect they have of the cost of using the card. So I definitely would recommend, when you guys are starting out playing or you're trying to get one deck to work on specifically on it. Uh, and then once you've got it down, sure, then you can move on to something like that. And that's usually what I'll try and do is I'll do that, get the deck, pretty much best. I feel like I've, got it perfect as best I, get it for me in the way that I want it to play. And then I'll move on to something else. And then just rinse and repeat to try and help me give, building the decks will help me get other ideas. Maybe coming back for this deck or, another deck that I'm, particularly working on. That's how I get some of my ideas for some of the decks the deck profiles and stuff like that I use here on the channel or post for some of the videos is by specifically from that. Alright, so we already know what one of his trap card is. What is he going for? Oh, we've got a pretty solid hand. It's not too bad. Let's see. I'm not sure if we lost King or maybe he's having issues with his computer. I haven't seen him talk in chat a little bit. He may be working on getting his computer going or something, or maybe had to step away. But yeah, if anyone else wants to play, let me know, guys. I'm sure he'll be back like always. He may have to go do something or maybe trying to get his computer going still. Alright, so he'll cancel that. Alright, I don't have any... Well, we could do this. Yeah, get rid of that. Let's do that. So let's go... This is going to lock us into fusions, so... And it's good to do this to see if he has anything. He has response, but it's already kind of triggered before. So when it does that, You never really know if they have like anything like that. If he had the Ash, it would have made sense to play it there. So yeah. So we'll go Jester here. So if he has a uh, like effect failure or anything like that, he would go ahead and play it there. That's where it would make the most sense. Okay. I'm curious as to what they're thinking about, guys. As to what they have. I mean, we know what one of their face downs is, which is to bring out their Dark Magician, but I don't know if he's maybe deciding when to do that, I guess, maybe. All right, we're going to go ahead and go Indulged here. All right, he's going to go ahead and play that now. That's fine. So we already have our card here. Let's do this, and we'll pull this. I'll give him this one. All right, we're gonna go ahead and attempt to activate this. Okay, he didn't have anything because that'd been the time to play it. Would have been then. So 1, 2, and 3. Then we're gonna blow up his board like we've done the previous one. So all that's gonna go to the graveyard unless he's got something to negate this. I'm not sure what he's thinking about. He has to block this, or it's. Is it gonna be game? It'll be close. It won't quite be game, but it'll be close to it. He's gonna go Ice Dragon Prison. Does that target? I don't think it targets, right? Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, he's still gonna lose all his stuff. I mean, it's still all gonna be wiped out. So. All right. I could go ahead and play that, but that makes sense. I think we just wait here. All right, we're gonna go ahead and end our turn. We don't want to overextend here, so I'm just gonna pass and send it back to him. All right, remove both of them from play, which is fine. All right, so he's gonna go ahead and play that sooner. That's fine. We could ditch that and draw 2 cards. I'm tempted almost to do that, to be honest. I think we will. Let's do it. We're gonna ditch that to draw 2 cards. Hey, okay, that works. All right, so let's go Monster Reborn. I love this play. So we're gonna go Monster Reborn, and then we're gonna go. Yeah, I think we do this because I can get him in a pretty good lock here. Well, not a lock, but potential lock. That's gonna make it more difficult for him to play. Oh, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and Super Poly here, good sir. That's not gonna work out. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had to go into the door to get my food. uh, what just happened? Why would I'm so confused what happened since I left to come back now. How did we... Because our card activates before his. I don't understand how we were not able to... I didn't play that. I don't understand. I don't understand how that... Yeah, I'm not sure how that went through, because because it should have resolved, like, ours... Ours we should have went through first with Super Poly. So I should have Fusion Summoned, and he wouldn't have been... Shouldn't have been able to use his trap card. So it's basically like I just wasted the Super Poly and the card from hand. So that's probably going to cost us this game. I'm not sure how that... I still don't think that's how that should have resolved, but it is what it is. Because what we should have been able to do, at least right what we were going for, is to bring out... I was going to go for the dragon, to burn them with them and to hit them directly with it. Was the play that I was obviously going for. But yeah, we'll probably finish this one up, guys. I may end the stream up because of my food's here. Uh, but I'll be definitely back on tomorrow, playing with everybody like normal. I just wanted to focus on mostly tonight's stream, or today's stream, really just how to play and going through some tips and tricks and stuff like that. So I definitely appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy day to show up and show some support. We'll see if we can come back. I don't see us winning this one because this deck's not a comeback type deck. Oh, that's right. He has that, doesn't he? Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's fine. That's probably why. So yes, we just wasted that. That's why I forgot. I forgot that actually does that. All I remember is the bring back part. I always remember that. I don't remember ever. I don't remember, always forget about the protection part. So yeah, that's why. So yeah, we shouldn't have. We should have waited for the super poly. Yeah, I always forget about that. So that basically us doing that misplay cost us. So most of it was horribly lost from misplaying so far, or not playing optimal. Depending on what he's got back row, we might can. Let's see what we can do here. I have a chance of doing something. I didn't put him in grave though. What do we have though? I can go that, then go that again. Oh, we can try. Why not? So let's go this. We're gonna go contact. Let's see if this works. This is gonna be pretty crazy. So we're gonna go contact. We're gonna bring her back. We're gonna trigger her effect. We're gonna pay the 1,000. We're going to. I'm trying to think. If I banish, could I add anything else in hand? Yeah, right. I haven't summoned, right? So yeah, right. I go that. Yeah, let's do that. I wouldn't plan on doing it that way, but that works too. And he has the strike, so that's gonna be game. All right. Yeah, that's gonna be game. That was a good comeback, though. We were about to completely. I was about to fusion and blow up his board. That's what we were going for. We actually got the perfect top deck to come back and break his board. But that's gonna be game. So we'll go into game 2. I'm gonna put the reason back in here. I feel like this deck is still kind of too slow. Yeah. If I get rid of that, yeah, it'll pop all of his cards. And he just played that, so that's. I don't know why he's already got enough for game. If he keeps playing, I'm just gonna go ahead and surrender. Yeah, he's wasting our time. I mean. All right. So let's do this. How many? Yeah, we do. Okay. Let's do swap that for that. I didn't even drew them yet, or I finally drew that. That's good enough. Let's swap that out. All right. Hey, Pat, I see you swapped over to your YouTube channel, man. Oh, damn, we got both of them in hand, but that may be alright. Yeah, it only gives you guys points. I think it's like every. Um, I have to look back. I think it's only like 15 or 30 minutes is what it's set to do. It's something like that. I can't remember. Um, but it's set to. I think it's like 15 or 30 something minutes. Every time you guys watch the stream, it gives you. I can't remember how many points. I think it's like five or so. It's like five or so points or something like that every 15 or 30 minutes. I can't remember what it's set to. It's on the default stuff. I haven't changed it yet. All right, he has that, and I'm pretty sure he's got the card to spam it too. Dang. I could just go this, then he goes that. I need to get rid of that hand, so let's do that. So I think we'll start and we'll go opening here. But yeah, it's something like that. I can't remember the time frame. It's like 30 minutes or something like that, or maybe longer. All right, he's got the trap that I expected, obviously. All right, we'll go. He's gonna go skill drain. Oh, what do you know? So let's read this. Every dark magician in your monster zone is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. So I can do. Yeah, we go ahead and do it here. He's gonna do that anyway, so blowing them up is useless, so that means that card's useless. Uh, we'll go with this, because I can bring him back. Alright. What do you want to do here? I think we already have that. Oh dang, I got rid of both of them, didn't I? Crap. Crap. I think we go contact here, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think we hit him directly with 25. Or try to, at least. Hit him with 25. Then we'll give him a monster. Oh, that's right, I forgot. Dang, fucking freaking skill drain. Sometimes I think so far ahead, I forget the plays that are right in front of me. That's the problem, is I think so far in advance, I miss the obvious stuff. So obviously that's not going to go through. So yeah, it's going to kill most of our deck. I mean, I don't really have much other than the fusions that we do, but a lot of that I use the effects to get to them though. All right, that's fine. We should just, I guess, summon him with the other 16, but whatever. We'll see what he does. He's got to do something this turn. If he doesn't do something this turn, we'll definitely be good to go on our turn. So he's got to get something going. All right, man. I appreciate you joining in, Pat, as always, good sir. All right, they're gonna go souls. Thanks, man. We'll do. Yeah, I'll be once we finish this one up. I'm gonna head out and eat before my food gets cold. But I'll be back on again tomorrow, guys. I'll probably stream about the same time tomorrow, going through and playing with you guys. But I wanted to focus mostly tonight's stream on just going through how to play. Uh, we'll wrap here with this match. Hopefully, we turn this one around because we've definitely done way more than they have. They haven't really done much. All right, he's gonna remove that, which hurts us because we really needed that to kind of keep things going. Let me see if I can. Oops, almost dropped that. That wouldn't have been pretty. But yeah, got Taco Bell, but apparently they don't have the nacho fries back yet in my town yet, so they had to give me stuff to equal out the stuff I ordered with the fries. So that sucks. Alright, he's gonna attack with his Dark Magician. Okay. Alright, so he probably didn't have much if he's doing that, which is good news for us. See, I can go with that, but none of our stuff really works since all of our stuff's based on effects. Yeah, so that skill drain kills this deck. There's not much we can do, especially them getting rid of the field spell. We really needed that uh, to continue to combo. Alright, so I think we just do this. Just go battle. We'll get rid of souls. Just so he doesn't have an extra target for something. But yeah, I'm not sure we're going to be able to turn this one around because he's got that field spell, that trap card, which is going to protect him. So it means we can't do super poly. And we already got rid of both of our dudes, so we can't. Well, we still could just do the 3 fairies, I guess. Yeah, that's true. I can't think of a way we come back from this one, guys. Just with what he has so far, I don't see a way that we come back unless any misplays or something. So we should lose this one unless any messes something up or does something stupid. Or we top deck something crazy that I can't think of at the moment, which would probably be probably Lightning Storm. We have one Lightning Storm in the deck. That's the only thing I could think of if he doesn't have something face down to negate it again. That's about the only thing we could draw is Lightning Storm, him get Red Dragon, pop his back row and his board, and then we go contact and we're back in the game. That's about our play. Oh man, you've been. Oh wow. Yeah, I was wondering what was going on, King. I didn't know if you. I figured you were trying to still get that going, but I knew it'd been a bit. Yeah, usually it's a lot more. Yeah, it's usually a lot crazier than that. But I think he's just trying to run the skill drain, so I think he's trying to run like more of a stun version, probably of it, or maybe that's what he was, or maybe just threw skill drain in, just throw skill drain in there. I don't know. But that kills this deck, so I mean, there's nothing we can we can do. Unless I draw the Lightning Storm. I need to draw the Lightning. That's not Lightning Storm. All right, let's see if we can stall till we get Lightning Storm. Um. Oh wait, I can do. Hang on. Oh right, no, wait, no effects. Dang it. I keep forgetting that. I could bring her, but she's not going to do anything. Yeah, I think we'll risk it. See if we can buy ourselves one more turn. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we lost this one, but we'll see if we can stall. That trap card is what saved him because of and me misplaying through that earlier. We should have won that first one, but the second one is going to win because of skill drain. And maybe I should have went with the other version instead of playing this one again. But I still like this version. It's still a fun version that I play with because I like the Dark Lords. But I may end up throwing Reasoning back in here to speed things up. Yeah, it's going to be game. Oh well, we tried. The only thing we could have, like I said, could have top deck to give us a chance was the Lightning Storm and hope he didn't have an out, which would have blew up his board. Then we could have went contact. And then when it contact, probably indulge, and then try and go combo from there. which would have been fine. We could have definitely done a work with that and got us back in the game, but without top deck top deck and that, there was nothing else we could draw. At least I could think of that we could draw. All right, that's finally gonna be game. Alrighty. Are you ready to play, King? I know you've been waiting a while, so I'll do one more if you still wanted to play, man, before I end the stream. Because I know you've been trying to get that going for a bit. And I'll use something else. I'll use these guys. I never did find a straw in this bag. I bet you. Oh, there it is. It's way under everything. I don't know why they did that. That's crazy. But yeah, let me know if you're ready, King, and we can do that, man, and we'll end the stream, man, with us playing. Since I know you've been trying to get that going for a good bit, man. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your busy day to tune in. Uh, if you'd like I said, if you're still, trying to, or just joining in, or you've been here for a while, and if you're still looking for anything to try and get better at the game and trying to understand how to play the game, definitely consider checking out the videos I have. I have pretty much everything that you would need going over the game start to finish. As far as like the stream that we did, you could just rewatch back, and I have individual videos going over this whole topic. And I have a video that I did from last year that I go over uh, start to finish how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Too. So I've got a lot of things you can go through and do in the series the episodes I posted this week as well, how to play as well, that are updated versions of my previous videos on the topic, going over a lot of the main questions and stuff that I've gotten in the previous videos when I'd done them from the year prior. Any luck, King? I'll give you a few more minutes, man. See if we can get that going. If not, it's all good, and we can definitely play tomorrow as normal. Oh wow, dang man. Wait, are you saying it's at 7% or 7% left? Oh, okay, good deal, man. All right, well, let me go ahead and set up the. We'll go ahead and set everything up. All right, so we got all that good stuff. That. Hit creep. Just let me know when it's done, man, and then I'll send you the invite in Discord like normal. Alrighties. Alright, I went and send you the invite, King, because it should be pretty close to getting done, so you can just join that when you're good to go, good sir. Yeah, guys, we're so close to hitting 800 subscribers. Hoping the other videos I posted this week will start getting some attention. I know a lot of people kind of quit playing Master Duel because they got frustrated with the games. I'm hoping, because the game's had over 10 million downloads at this point. So I'm hoping once the game starts taking back off, once they add some new content and fix a few things for, stuff that we've given feedback to and the community's given feedback to, hopefully people will start joining back in and they'll start trying to search how to play videos or things like that. Uh, and hopefully find the channel. Because as far as I know, I haven't been able to find anyone that posts as much stuff, stuff like like how-to stuff as far as like beginner type stuff. You got the standard like combo and stuff like that that everybody does, and deck profile things. That's just pretty much standard throughout the uh, community as a whole. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Omega, definitely consider checking out Omega. It's a free-to-play game. Uh, so like I mentioned in some of the videos I posted, and even a few days throughout today's stream. Easy to build your deck on here for free because you have access to all the cards in TCG and OCG. So you can build your deck on here for free and practice, perfect it, get it the way you want it, and then you can just get all of the cards on Master Duel. So that way you're not having to spend money, you're not having to, break down as many cards to get them. It makes it a lot easier. Uh, Saves you time, saves you money, headache, frustration. So I'd recommend building them on here because that's what I've been doing as well. Been building the deck on here and practice, playing within ranked or playing against you guys, and then I'll take it, and move it over to Master Duel. Just keep in mind the ban lists are different. So if you try and play in ranked and it happens to be something that's the ban list is different currently in the TCG, you won't be able to do it. So you have to set up like a private match or play against like the AI or something like that. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, my goal is still to try and hit hopefully we'll try and push and see if we can hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of this month, guys. We'll see if we'll hit it. So far, we haven't too much traction this month, so I'm gonna try and keep pushing and putting videos out there that I think. Uh, oh dang, man, well, that sucks. Hopefully, it'll pick back up where it left off and won't start over. But yeah, I'm gonna try and put other stuff out there. I'll probably post some deck profiles. It's been a while since I did some deck profiles. Uh, so I may do some more Master Duel deck profiles or something. If I'm able to, but I'll probably do regular just, I know I'm waiting for the Despia stuff to come out so I can go through and do the Despia stuff. Uh, so we can go ahead and do the new stuff from the Fallen Albaz structure deck and all that stuff that'll be coming out here in a few weeks. Uh, So I'll probably do some deck profiles on that because I know a lot of people are really amped for that. I am as well. I know me and Pat been playing that deck for a while. So I think between me and him, between me and him, we've got it pretty much figured out. I've just got to get the new fusions and stuff like that figured out because I haven't been playing with them as much as he has those. So I've got to rebalance my stuff as far as that aspect goes. But as far as the regular stuff, my I pretty much like pretty much like where my Shadal version's at so far of it. So I'll probably do a few different versions of the deck and see if we can get that. So I'll probably do like maybe every day a different version, probably one with the structure, all three structure decks, uh, and then so forth from there. Mixed with the Shadals, uh, maybe some mixed with some of the Dogmatica stuff and things like that, and then just do different versions and see which one takes off, I guess. Because I know it's going to be a huge topic when the structure decks actually launch. Is it letting you go back into the Game King, or is it trying to make you still update, man, or what's it doing? All right, man. We'll try and do that one more time. Hopefully it'll work for you. Sorry, guys. I just make sure I muted myself because I'm trying to go ahead and start eating a little bit because I haven't ate all day yet. That's usually what I do, like when my day's off, like today and tomorrow. Is I'll wake up, use the bathroom, grab something to drink, take my supplements, and then usually like start the stream, start the stream a little bit after that, and then whenever I get off streaming, then I'll eat and all that good stuff. I still can't get over they didn't have the nacho fries at my Taco Bell. You figure that if that was the case, they wouldn't put it on the app, where you could order it if it's not actually not actually they don't actually don't have it yet. But yeah, tomorrow we'll go through, probably play some Master Duel a little bit too, um, and probably some Omega, probably a mixture of both. That's what I usually tend to do uh, on my streams. Try and mix it up so we can play a little bit of Master Duel for anyone that wants to play over there, and then play Omega so we can play, some of the new stuff that's out in here in the TCG. So we can have fun with that and practice with that and see what's going on with with the current meta. So we'll definitely do all that good stuff tomorrow like normal. Also, too, I forgot to post earlier, just in case any of you guys would be interested, because I'll probably stream later on tonight on the second channel, because I haven't streamed over there in a while since I was sick and lost my voice. I thought I had COVID for a little bit. Maybe I did, just don't know. Hmm. One of the lower versions of it, or actually I just had the flu. Who knows? But there's my second YouTube channel, guys. If you guys want to check it out, uh, that's where I stream other video games that I play with you guys as well too. Um, like I've been playing Halo with my subscribers on that the second channel. I've been playing Paladins. May stream some Elden Ring at some point on there too. Um, so pretty much whatever game that I'm playing at the moment, other than Yu-Gi-Oh, everything Yu-Gi-Oh related should be here on the main channel and on Twitch. Uh, Once the channel grows, the second channel grows, because what sucks with Streamlabs, you only get one account with Streamlabs, so I can't link my second YouTube channel to it. So I can't multi-stream like I am now on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So I can only stream strictly to YouTube when I play with you guys. Hopefully, eventually, once we get up to like 1,000 subscribers, then I can take the money that I get from the channel and buy another subscription of Streamlabs for that channel. Uh, because it's like 100, like what I think 194 something like that a year for it. So I just don't have the money at the moment to to put that much into it at the moment. Um, so once I get that, we get 1,000 subscribers, then I'll take that. Once we get enough money for that, then I'll take it by Streamlabs for the second channel. So we'll have it, and then I can start streaming on Twitch and play it, on there, so you guys can watch me play the other video games there too. For you guys to maybe like to primarily watch on Twitch, that's one of the reasons I have it here for the main channel. So I know some people prefer to watch on Twitch, some people will watch on YouTube. We have some people that sometimes watch on Facebook, so I still stream to Facebook. It doesn't get as much as YouTube or Twitch, but you never know. We've got definitely a few people from Facebook here more recently. Or at least they've mentioned in the chat they came in from Facebook. So yeah. Any luck, King? If not, man, it's cool. We can try again tomorrow. Alrighty, guys. I think I'm going to call it a night. Sorry you couldn't get that up and going, King. But I'm gonna go ahead and go, man, because I don't want my food to get cold. Just try and get that fixed up, King, and we can definitely play. Definitely play tomorrow afternoon, man. Like always, good sir. I definitely appreciate you guys. Appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to chill and watch the stream and hang out and chat with me in the chat. For you guys that chat in the chat with me this afternoon, hope you guys did find this stream helpful, and hopefully the tips and strategies and the stuff we talked about, how to play in, and some of the questions you guys asked. Hopefully that makes sense. If you guys liked me to do more stuff like this in the future, whether it's another like how to play session or maybe how to improve at the game or something like that, just let me know and we can look at setting that up maybe another time. But that'll do it for this one, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow, roughly the same time, same place. I'll probably stream around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, probably for about another 2 or 3 hours like we did tonight. But I will see you guys, and I'll probably be on the second channel uh, playing Halo or some Elden Rings or Paladins or something later on tonight. Um, After I eat, take a break, and work on some other videos and stuff like that. But I'll probably be on there later on at